From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I kept getting messages last night from people thinking that Maurie's going to quit.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Maurie, come in here.
Maurie's going to quit?
Yeah. I kept getting messages. Why did I keep getting messages last night from people who are concerned that you're unhappy and that you're going to quit?
First of all, it was really awesome when I checked, because I always look at who looks at stuff.
Yeah.
And it actually said Roz Weston.
I didn't look.
No, your name was listed.
I didn't look.
Your name was listed.
No, because it was sent to me.
But you clicked it.
Yeah, but because I didn't click your
He
profile.
didn't willingly
No, but you
go
clicked the
to
story.
your...
So your name would be listed.
Yeah, but he didn't willingly go to your account.
Yeah, no. People started sending this to me.
Okay, so this
One
is where
person sent it to you because I
stories?
can also see how many people forwarded it to you.
You can't see how many people screen grabbed it, though.
Truth.
Back up. This is all on where? Instagram stories?
Instagram stories.
Okay.
So would you like to explain this before I start asking questions?
gladly
No.
explain.
Let me rephrase this.
Yes.
Would you like to tell your story, damn it, Maury, before Roz speaks the truth?
No, I'll tell the story that is the story.
Okay, let me read it first, because I started getting messages from people saying,
hold on. No, it justifies it if I say why I
No. Microphone off.
I start getting messages saying, "Is Maurie unhappy? Is Maurie quitting?" Was the other message that I got.
Yeah.
So Maurie puts up on Instagram stories, "A job is a job. It's a way to pay for a living, but that's it. Don't let it define your happiness. You work to live, not live to work. Work on what makes you happy." So people became very concerned.
Why did type? It's a graphic.
It's a meme.
Yeah.
Right. Like
a motivational Mondays.
Yes, exactly. So Maurie, but here's my question though. Here's my question and why because at first I was like, it's just a meme, right?
Yes. Can I answer your question?
No, because what I want to know is if it meant nothing, why did you delete it?
Because you saw it.
Also, when people read these types of quotes, it resonates with them and they identify it with something in their life, which is why they decide to share it on their own account. So obviously yesterday,
let me explain.
No.
For the
yesterday,
love of Pete.
you were feeling some type of ways. You saw that meme and were like, yes, this is exactly describing me right now. I'm going to share it with everybody
You went
else.
looking for this.
Somebody sent it to me because I vented to them.
Okay. Wow. Oh,
See?
okay. So let's start there.
See?
Let's start there.
And then we have to say what I did an hour later.
No. Okay. So what were you venting about then?
So I was
Why
talking.
are you so unhappy?
No, I was talking to one of my best friends. Okay, my only best friend.
Yeah, Amanda.
See, you listen. Mocha knows me so well.
Yeah.
So you're talking to Amanda.
I was talking to him, and I was venting at the fact that it's just been one of those weeks because TIFF hasn't been going very well. I would love to find a way to not stress so much about work because I want to do so well. I love doing well. I love making sure that I get what I'm out there to get.
So if it was only that, then why did you delete it after you saw that I saw it?
Because I knew that, oh no, Roz saw it, and I panicked. I had heart palpitations.
You can't even say the word right. I'm so nervous right now.
Yeah. My heart pelvis was going crazy. Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
By the way, if you're just joining us, so Maurie yesterday on Instagram stories put out this: "A job is a job. It's a way to pay for a living, but that's it. Don't let it define your happiness.
You're reading it
wrong.
wrong.
You work to live, not live to work. Work on what makes you happy." Now, full disclosure.
You're reading it wrong.
Full disclosure, I don't disagree with this. Right? At all. But when you have a platform, much like Nicki Minaj said that her cousin's best friend has swollen nuts from the COVID vaccine, okay? And the White House is now involved, right? You have to understand when
there
you
were
have
a lot of people that also commented to that.
I know, but you have to
with the clap emoji.
But you have to understand that when you have a platform, there's a responsibility to things to not just throw stuff out there because it could be taken in a way that maybe you don't want it to.
No, but I was meaning it as like, you have to find a work-life balance.
Okay.
And you have to not always worry about things not going your way.
Right. But why?
But that is completely opposite of how you live your life.
I couldn't find a meme for that.
But
your
why
whole
not just
life is
write
work.
that, though? Why not write that?
Because she sent me this, and I'm like, that actually makes sense.
But why did you delete it after I saw it then?
Because I freaked the F out.
Why?
Because it's Roz. And I'm like, oh no, Roz is looking. And then I started scrolling through everything. I'm like, what else is he going to see? What else do I have to delete? Oh my God.
You should not be on social media, man.
Not at all. Yeah.
It is too
No, you
stressful.
shouldn't, because I don't need you to see my stuff.
No, it is too stressful for you. But
Only
you have to
look at what I send you.
You have to understand this, right? Exactly, because I don't follow Maurie. So anytime Maurie sends something, he sends it to me via direct message, right? So he wants me to see his stuff.
Sure.
And the one time I do click on something, he has heart palpitations.
That damn heart pelvis.
Right? So are you okay? Because that was the concern.
Oh, no, I'm completely fine. I just needed to, that's why I go to a medic, because I just needed somebody to tell me, it's okay if you don't get what you're out to get.
Okay, but you're not going to quit. You're not unhappy. This was not a comment
if anything,
on the
it's
show.
the opposite. I strive so hard to do well that when something doesn't go well, I'm worried that I'm failing because everyone else got this, I didn't get this.
Right.
And then I post this, and oh no, Roz sees it. I'm like, oh, I got to send them cookies.
What do you mean you have to send me cookies?
I sent cookies to your house.
Oh, for God's sake. What a weirdo.
Yeah.
I looked at one Instagram story.
And his whole life is now in shambles.
His whole life is in shambles. Because I clicked on one Instagram story. His whole life is in shambles. By the way, I threw the cookies in the garbage.
Oh!
Can I tell you?
They're so good.
Can I tell you why I threw the cookies in the garbage?
No. But yeah, okay.
I threw the cookies in the garbage because I didn't get them last night. Didn't know they were coming. I woke up this morning and there was a bag in front of my door that I don't know how long had been sitting there for.
Oh, no. Do you know how expensive those are?
I'm not going to eat like overnight cookies that have been outside.
Oh my God. So I deleted a meme
Why
and
did you
lost.
send me cookies?
Because I was, oh no, Roz saw a meme and thinks I'm going to quit. I have to send him cookies.
Why not just call me and say, hey man, I put that meme up. This is exactly what it meant. Why are you so weird?
I don't know, because I think highly of you.
But that's not highly of me. If you thought highly of me, you would think that you could have a conversation with me.
I'm too scared to.
I'm too scared to.
that heart pelvis again.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Roz Mocha. Who's this?
Hey, it's Mike. How you doing?
Good, buddy. What's going on?
Do you remember me?
Oh, man, come on,
Wait,
dude.
Come on, think about it. I know you guys are really busy. It's Mike.
Oh, Mike!
Remember me from like a year ago?
Bro,
2
you
years
called
ago?
us like last year, right? Or like maybe a year and a half or close to 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I remember you, Mike. What's going on?
Not much, man. What's up?
Do you remember it all, Mocha? You don't remember?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah? You
remember
remember
Mike?
everybody. Mocha remembers everybody.
Yo, Mike called us like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How's COVID treating you?
Well, we haven't got it, so.
Yeah. I feel like okay. I mean, I think that we're all just sort of doing our best, right?
We're all in this together.
We are, man. Wow, haven't heard that since like 2019.
Pretty much the last time we talked about it.
Yeah. How's COVID been treating you?
I was sick for 6 months.
You were? You got COVID?
Yeah.
No.
And
6 months?
We've heard from like so many different people who got COVID what their symptoms were. And a lot of the symptoms are completely different. What were you feeling when you got it?
I was just, I felt like I was dead.
Did you have to go to the hospital or like were you in the hospital?
Yeah, I was in the
for that?
hospital for about
6 months?
4.5 months. I was there for 4.5 months.
Oh my God, dude.
I lost 45 pounds.
How did you catch it? Do you know?
I don't want to disclose that.
Okay, no problem. Secrets.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty sure I had COVID at the very beginning of COVID, but I'll tell you, my only side effect, and I don't know whether it's from the vaccine or whatever the hell's going on, but I am now an uncontrollable sweater.
Really?
I helped Catherine last night take something in from the car. It wasn't even hot out yesterday. She parked in the driveway, and I went out to her car and grabbed her backpack and brought the backpack, slung it over my shoulder. It was a little heavy, had a bunch of gear in it. Slung it over my shoulder. I walked up 4 stairs to get into the house, and I walked the backpack into her office. And then I came back out to give her a hug because I hadn't seen her all day. and she hugged me and was like, oh, God. Like from the point of where I walked with a little tiny bit of weight on me from outside into the house, I was sweating uncontrollably.
Really?
Yeah. And
my
then,
God.
And then I woke up this morning, same thing, sweating uncontrollably. Like if you put your hand on my side of the bed, you would think that somebody with malaria had slept there all night.
Really?
Like I am sweating so much.
And you think it was since the double
I've
dose?
only had this since I got the vaccine.
Wow.
I started back at ET Canada, right, doing the TV show last week.
Yeah.
I went through 2 shirts in an air-conditioned studio.
Oh my God.
Because I sweat through the first one.
Really?
And I don't mean sweat like a little bit through the first one. I mean like you could see my nipples through the shirt. I was sweating so much
It's
through
like you
it.
took a shower in that shirt.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I am
incredible.
like sweating uncontrollably. I don't know if anybody else had that, but that's my deal.
Any side effects there, Mike?
No, I'm okay. You guys want to know one thing before you guys go?
Yeah.
I just got a ticket for being on the phone.
When? Just now?
Yeah, the cops behind me gave me a ticket.
What, because you're talking to us?
Yeah, I'm put to the side of the road on the phone, and he's like, who are you talking to? I was like, I'm on the phone with Roz Mocha. He's like, well, you can't be talking and texting while you're driving. I said, the car's let me turn on. I'm on the phone, officer.
Put him. Can you? Can we put him on the phone? Can we put him on the phone? Can you ask if he can talk to Roz Mocha?
One sec.
Just ask him.
Really, man? I just want a contest.
No. Don't lie, man. Just.
Why, man?
No, just say you're talking to Roz Mocha. Can you talk to Roz Mocha for a second?
You got a minute to talk to on the person on the phone, please?
No, say Roz Mocha. Don't say
it's
a
Roz
person.
Mocha on the phone. You don't know who they are? He doesn't know who they
yes,
are.
he does. He's lying.
Put us on speaker. Put us on speaker.
Put us on speaker.
He got like a camera in front of me recording me now.
That's fine. Just put us on speakerphone right now.
I don't think I'm allowed to.
What do you mean? It's your phone. You have rights.
Yeah. What do you mean you're not allowed to text and drive either? And you're doing that.
Yeah. Put us on speaker.
Okay. I think he's letting me go. Hold on. I think he's letting me go.
Okay.
Yo, are you lying, Mike?
No, I swear to God. Okay, one sec.
Yeah. Officer. God, stay in the car, man.
Yeah, don't get out of the car.
Hands on the wheel.
Oh my God. Hands at 10 to 2.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Okay.
No,
officer.
you, Mike.
Officer.
He's ignoring you guys. He's just sitting there shaking his head.
Officer, it's Roz Mocha.
He's not going to talk to you guys. He's just shaking his head at me.
Officer, if you can find it in your heart to let Mike go, he promises he won't do it again. He's a dumbass for it.
I guess I gotta go.
And apologize, and you're never going to text and drive again.
This is my 4th time doing it.
Tell him he looks.
Your 4th time? Yo, officer, throw his ass in jail.
Tell him he looks handsome in his uniform.
No, I know I caused trouble.
Tell him he looks handsome in his uniform.
No, I'm too scared, man.
Yo, your 4th time? Bro, I hope. Officer, if you can still hear us, give him whatever the max penalty is right now.
Yeah, points.
Okay, guys.
All right. Talk to you in 2 years when you get out.
He just hung up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Maurie, I can smell that from here. In the other room, farting like that. What'd you eat today? Here, bring everything out. Bring everything out that you ate today. Or that you've been eating today. You make the most disgusting noises in that other room.
I have headphones on right now, like listening to stuff.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it would make a sound.
No. You don't. No. Let me just explain this. I have headphones on right now that I'm listening to stuff. Okay, you are in a soundproof room, and I heard you from in here while working.
Yeah, ripping a huge fart.
Yeah,
and the noise, and this is like on top of the other noises that you make. You grunt in there. You cough like mad in there. Like, I'm sure you got COVID, bro. Like, you burp like crazy. Like, the noises are like...
It's so early.
Truth to
right
God,
now.
I didn't think it would make a sound.
Truth to God. Truth to God, what are you eating right now? Like, what have you eaten today? It's still super early. What is that?
Just say it.
Make
What
me
is it?
read that.
Egg salad sandwich.
Oh, here we
so
go.
gross. Okay, let's guess which one of these things gave Maurie that fart just now. Okay, egg salad sandwich, yeah?
On top of the egg salad sandwich is an Aero bar.
And?
A Special K berries crisps.
And what's next on the list?
Doritos and Mars bar.
Oh my God. I swear. Like, bro, we do a 4-hour show, and this is everything that you consume.
I have this
within the 4
condition where
hours.
I have to eat to focus.
What's the condition?
No, that I have to eat to focus.
No,
What's
you
the
don't.
condition?
No,
You don't have a
I
condition.
have to be chewing in order to pay attention.
What does that mean?
Like, if I'm not snacking on something, then I feel that my mind wanders, so I constantly eat to pay attention.
Like, get some peas or something in there, man. Like, you can't... You
some
can't,
almonds or...
Yeah, you can't come in the morning, okay, when you work with other people and stack an egg sandwich, an Aero bar, a granola bar, a Mars bar, and a bag of Doritos.
Oh, and ginger ale.
And ginger ale. Like, you can't stack that at work in your body.
Yeah, also, that's a mixed smell.
Yeah, all of that. I knew, and you know what's interesting is I knew I smelled ginger, right?
Like a hint of ginger?
Yeah, there was a hint. There was a hint of ginger. It all makes sense now.
Oh, God, dude. You fix your body or something, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I was pleasantly surprised this morning when I read this Jeff Daniels story and the reaction to it, because every now and then I see somebody say something where I sort of wince and look away because I don't want to look at the comments that are going to come in where somebody winds up getting goofed on mercilessly.
Okay.
Right? And I was pleasantly surprised.
Why? Because you don't want to see that person.
Yeah, I like Jeff Dan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. And I'm just like, you should just keep some like really, sweet stuff to yourself because I don't want you to get goofed on.
Okay.
So this was the headline from the Hollywood Reporter, which is Jeff Daniels and his wife have been together since 1979. And she still packs his lunch for him every single day.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And
really?
Yeah. And the reaction to this story was 100% positive. Like,
as it should be.
There was not one person that goofed on him for it. So this is where it all
hold on. So even like while he was filming Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Every day. Listen, so he was on with not Regis. Who does that show now? Ryan Seacrest. Thank you. Ryan. He was on.
He talked to Regis back in the 80s.
He was on though with Ryan and Kelly. And listen to Jeff tell the story.
Can I tell you something that Dolores, your producer, just told me?
Yeah.
That after 42 years of marriage to your beloved wife, she still packs your lunch for you every day.
She packed my lunch today in my little Detroit Tiger lunchbox.
Sweet.
Because I'm going to rehearsal later, and yeah.
What'd she pack?
A nice healthy salad.
Okay.
A plum, an orange, and a little, water drink. And
that's really
And do you
nice.
ever augment that by ordering a bigger meal?
Yeah.
No.
It seems like that's not enough.
You stay right on the plan.
Oh, let's go out and get some ribs.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like,
Really
those are side
Then
dishes.
come back to the rehearsal, and it's like...
Yo, hold on a second. So,
yeah, man. And his Detroit Tigers lunchbox, like he has a lunchbox. And you can actually see, there's pictures of Jeff Daniels that you can find where he is like walking in and out of places with his Detroit Tigers lunchbox.
And you're like, what's in there?
Yeah, his lunch that his wife packs him every day and has since 1979.
Crazy is that somebody like Jeff Daniels, right?
Yeah.
When he's on, what was the latest, the big drama he was on recently on, I think it was on HBO. Oh, God, what's it called? The Newsroom? Is that what it was? Newsroom, right?
Yeah, he was on that. Yeah. He did something since then, too. But yes,
But
he was
like
on that.
all these
Yeah.
big productions, right?
Yeah.
These stars and crew who are all working there, they get lunch available.
Yes.
Right? There's food there. There's catering services there for them. In between takes, they may have a little snack that you break for lunch. You have a big lunch.
Sure.
Maybe it's a late night. You break for dinner. You have a big dinner, right?
Yeah.
So Jeff Daniels has all of this available to him.
Yep.
And he still eats the lunch that his wife packs.
Yeah, and
which I think is really, really nice.
No, it is. It's super sweet. And I was just worried that in 2021 there was going to be a thing of like make your own damn lunch, all this, what kind of, you know what I mean? Like man, child, all this stuff, right? With the lunchbox and the whole deal. But it was universally it hit you right in the heart. And
I think because people love Jeff
person.
Daniels so much.
Yeah, but also the gesture like that. There's a commitment to people, right? Like there's a commitment that you can make to the person that you choose to spend the rest of your life with, and then there's a commitment to that person, right? And that is just such an incredible commitment where it really takes, I'm sure, Kathleen, his wife, very little effort to make him his lunch every day.
A salad, water, a plum, and an orange.
Yeah, exactly. A water drink, as he called it. But it's just that kind of commitment to another person that I think, just really that when I know a lot of times the term couples goals is overused and misused and everything else. But that's exactly what that was for people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels, we love you, man.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Yo, Avi, what's up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So you got a lot on your mind, huh?
Yeah. So my wife and I, we've actually been arguing about what strategy to take when saving for our own place.
So it says, Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. The dilemma. She says to take our time and find our dream place where we can be comfortable for a while I feel like we should find something a little cheaper so we can just get into the housing market and then spend the other 5 years saving up towards the dream house and start building equity. Backstory, we already live in a crappy place, so feels like we paid our dues already and should hold out for our dream place. I think that when it comes to this sort of domestic dispute that we're talking about, right? I have my opinions, but again, they're just that. I think that in order to do this, you need to have somebody who's going to be able to definitively declare a winner. So, Mocha, you want to dial that number I gave you? Mm-hmm. Hang on a sec, Avi.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're not calling your wife either.
No. But we might, though.
Good morning.
Scott McGilvery.
Yes, sir.
Hey! Scott McGilvery, how are you, brother?
Scott McGilvery.
Roz and Mocha, how you guys doing?
You are one of the greatest minds when it comes to real estate investing, income property on HGTV, Scott's Vacation House Rules on HGTV. We have Avi on the phone here. And let me just, we need your opinion on this because we need to know if there's a definitive winner or not. Avi and his wife are going back and forth and they're sort of at like a standstill with each other. The problem is whether or not to buy a place right now or wait to save up for the dream home. So Avi's wife says that she wants to take her time to find that dream place where they can be comfortable for a while. Avi says they should get in now, find something a little cheaper and build up that equity, get into the market, and then start saving towards the dream home down the road. What do you say?
Oh, well, this is an easy one. And I hate to say it, but Abby's dead on. You got to buy it now. Got to buy it now and then level up later.
Buy it now and level up later.
Absolutely. Or it's just going to be harder later to get that dream home. The dream home is going to keep going up, and then you could have bought something. They went up as well, build some equity. It's there's no elevator to the top. You got to take the stairs. So one step at a time.
There
Good
you
line.
go.
I love that one. Yo, you need to put that one on a t-shirt, bro.
Abby, I would recommend not saying that part to your wife.
I was writing that down for her.
Don't write that. Don't write that part down. Scott McGilvery, you are the best. Thank you so much, my man.
Good to hear you guys.
Right on.
You too,
Take
brother.
it
Take
easy.
care. Much love. So there you go, Avi. You just heard from the pro.
Oh, that's amazing. It's not often that I win any arguments with my wife.
So now this is the part that we can help you with, okay? Which is how do you have this conversation with your wife?
Yeah, so my plan here is just to kind of show her the show, have her read this, or at least listen to our conversation, and let's just see what happens after that.
Right. I think that a lot of this, too, is probably, it's a big step, right? And I think a lot of this there may be fear involved. And when it comes to these sorts of decisions, going into it where you already have a difference of opinion is never a good thing. I think that what you need to do is just reinforce with your wife that you guys are in this together, that you have to go in at this as a team. Otherwise, resentment's going to set in. Somebody's going to say, I told you we shouldn't have done this, everything else. Before you do anything, you guys have to just make sure as a couple that you are 100% committed to the plan.
Oh, I have another follow-up question, Avi. Can you guys afford this right now?
So we're in the process of saving up, right? So it's not something that we'll blindly jump in. But I mean, as you guys are aware, real estate market is constantly increasing. So it's just when you feel like you took 2 steps forward, then you're taking 1 step back because the prices just keep going up, right?
Okay, but you are planning for it right now. at least.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay,
so we've been saving
good.
for the last 6 months, and I mean, within another 6 months, we can start having a conversation about that said, like, less desirable property.
Yeah.
But if we wait another 8 more months, then we can obviously save more. But God knows where the prices of real estate will be at that point, right?
Yeah, they're not going down.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you guys got to save that money and build that team, and you got to go into it together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay,
All right,
brother.
Abby.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Right
Take care,
on,
brother.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
What'd you have for dinner last night?
What did we have for dinner last night? I think we had...
We did an order in night because everybody was just
chicken breast and salad and broccoli.
Ooh, how'd you do the chicken breast?
Just on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Just grilled it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper, and
I find
what do you call it? Garlic.
Garlic. Yeah. Oh, what kind of garlic you use?
Just regular.
But like you smash it, like you clove it?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Or you like from a jar? Well, no, you can get a
no.
jar. You can put it in a press. We
do press.
Yeah.
If I'm in a rush,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
use
yeah.
the one in the jar.
I love doing that press thing. I feel like I'm so strong.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this garlic question.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that thing? I think it was like last year on TikTok. It was like a garlic hack.
Okay.
Where you take a full bulb of garlic, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to get one clove, rather than taking the clove, separating it from the bulb, and then peeling it, and then trying to get the other skin off of it, you, while it's still attached to the bulb, with the wrapping on it, you take a fork or a knife and you stick it in the middle of that bulb, and then you twist the fork or the knife towards you, and the bulb is supposed to pop right out of everything.
Yeah, it does.
Bro, I tried it once and it worked. Ever since that one time, it has never worked. I ended up destroying.
I just use my thumb.
No, but to get it out so you don't have to actually peel it or anything.
Oh.
Have you seen that on TikTok?
Oh, no.
It was like last year.
But how hard is it to peel garlic? You don't peel garlic.
The trick I learned is you put it down and you press it with your hand down on the board and it flattens it and then it's easier to peel.
You just use a knife. You smash it with a knife.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I like
I'm
garlic.
always down for like quick hacks.
I love barbecuing garlic and then eating it.
Yeah, see, problem is Catherine doesn't eat garlic.
Oh, really?
Can't use garlic when I'm cooking for her.
Oh, no.
Can't do it.
I garlic so much.
I can't use garlic or tomatoes.
Did you
with
tell her it
Catherine.
keeps vampires away?
Yeah, she knows. She knows, and she's wondering why it hasn't worked on me.
Well, you're still here.
You go through the weekend, and then there's always some sort of leftover or dinner plan for Monday, and then Tuesday, I'm always... So last night was one of those nights where we ordered 3 different meals from 3 different places.
Wow.
1 Uber and 2 DoorDash.
Serious?
Yeah.
So what was on the menu? So let's start with
Roxy.
What did the girls have? What did Roxy?
Catherine had fish tacos, but the problem, so I order 3 mini tacos and a set of wings, right? That's all I want. Tacos and wings.
Just for you?
Just for me.
For you. Okay,
it's not a huge order, right? I'm fine with that. Rox orders a pesto chicken pasta with garlic bread, I think. Catherine orders fish tacos. Okay, but when Catherine orders, she's so concerned about my eating, right? Like
your eating.
My eating. She's always like, you don't eat enough. Eat something, right? And I'm always like, I'm eating. I got dinner on the way, or I'm going to make something. I just like to eat late, and I like to eat once. Like, that's fine, right? But when Catherine orders, she orders always orders extra. And then I have my food on the way. Like, it's coming. Like, my my Dasher's not at the house yet. He's dashing, right? And then, so Catherine's food comes, and then she has 2 fish tacos, and then she takes the box and then slides it over to me and goes, here, I got you one. And I'm like, yeah, but I got my own coming. And she goes like, I get the sense of she's like, why do I even bother? I'm like, but I just ordered my dinner, right?
And she knows that you ordered.
She knows that I ordered.
It's not like you did it in secret.
But why complain? You have more food now.
But I don't want more food, right?
Who doesn't want more?
I don't want more food. Like,
you don't eat enough.
I'm not the dad that eats everybody's food after they don't finish.
Bruh.
Right.
Are
you that dad?
I'm that dad now, yeah. When
See,
our 4-year-old doesn't finish his food, I'm like, well, I'm not going to let this go to waste. You know how hard I got to work to pay for this food?
You probably secretly hope he doesn't finish it.
Did your old man eat the rest of your food when you didn't finish it?
I had to sit at the table till I finished mine.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes I will. Sometimes I will. But I'm not eating everybody's food, man.
Let me tell you something.
You got your boys' leftovers in your lunch container today?
In one of my containers of food, right?
Yeah.
So we sent Cruz to school yesterday with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And when we emptied his lunchbox, there was still unwrapped, but still here in 3 different pieces, his granola bar.
Oh my God.
right? And then I was like, that granola bar.
You saved it for today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you eat it then right away?
No.
I had just eaten lunch.
Yeah. He just ate his wife's lunch.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Raine, how are you? It's Roz and Mocha.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Helluva Story. This is one of love and heartbreak and possible betrayal.
Ooh, I'm ready.
So how old are you, Raine?
I'm 27.
And single, right?
I'm currently in a relationship.
But at the time, you were single, and were you doing, like when you were single, doing all the things I imagine that people were doing to look to find somebody, like Tinder and all that stuff?
Absolutely. All of the apps.
What kind of the quality of guy that you were getting messaging you? What was that like?
Yeah, it was a little crazy. I lived in Seattle at the time, so lots of kind of transient tech people. I had lots of kind of crazy experiences, and I was kind of just about to give up and focus on school and work at the time.
And just before you gave up, you met somebody, right?
I did, yeah. I started talking to this guy that I matched with on Tinder, and it was going really well. He was really nice and responsible for the first time ever.
And so what was he like?
He was a marathon runner. He, I believe, was training for a super marathon. I'm like, okay, that's really nice. That shows dedication. You have a
super
hobby.
marathon.
That's next level, girl.
Yeah. He was also a writer.
And what were the kind of things that you guys like connected on? You just said like you're not a marathon runner. He is, but you're like totally into supporting that.
Yeah, well, he was an elementary school teacher, and I love kids, and I thought that was really admirable. He was just like really nice and well-spoken and seemed really responsible.
Take us through now the story of you and the school teacher. I imagine you went out on a date. So talk us through that. Let us know how it went.
So we had met right before Christmas, and we decided after talking for about a week, kind of nonstop, to go on a date at a bar and restaurant that had like a nice vegan buffet right by my house. That was also a good sign that he was willing to go there with me because a lot of people would make fun of it. And we got there and we just totally hit it off. The conversation was really natural. There were no awkward pauses. He wasn't saying anything weird. There was one thing that I guess could have been a potential red flag, but because everything else was so perfect, I was like willing to accept this. And that was the fact that he has a 5-month-old son.
So was he divorced?
He was not divorced. He actually had in his Tinder bio that he was a widower.
Oh,
wow. He didn't bring this up at all on our first date.
Okay, so he didn't bring it up, and it's a little awkward for you to ask, right?
Yeah, but I actually did ask eventually just because it was going so well. And I was like, you are mature and responsible, and we're having such a nice conversation. I really want to continue to see you. And so I did end up just asking him about his son.
Yeah.
And he was like glowing, talking about his son. He's 5 months old, the light of his life. And he said that night in particular, the mother of one of his students was watching his son.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I'm like, that's so nice, right?
Okay, so after date 1, what happened?
So he was going to Texas for Christmas to see his family. And I started to, look at his Instagram account, started to poke around, and we were talking the entire time he was away, but I wasn't going to see him for about a week. So we had made plans to hang out when he got back, but then I started poking around and I was like, I need to know more about this baby and baby mama situation. I'm just so curious about it.
You felt you needed to know more about his dead ex?
I'm just a creepy internet person, right? Like, I'm really good at finding people online. I'm like, I just need to stalk. I need to know more.
So what happened?
So I go around and I'm looking at his Instagram. It's all very nice, like writing stuff. He was really active in his church too. So like church posts, and I find her Instagram and I confirm that it's her because it has the name of their son in her bio.
Who's her Instagram?
Like,
the dead wife?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And it had like, not very many posts. And I'm like, oh, that's so sad. It was a private account, so I couldn't really see anything. The next day, I was at work, and my best friend sits right next to me. And so I was showing her his pictures, and I was like, okay, but there's this one thing. He's a widower. And she was like, oh, my God, here we go. And I was like, I promise it's not anything crazy. And so she wanted to see the Instagram accounts of both him and his deceased wife. And so I pulled them up again and got kind of a shock, because I see that the nice round number on her Instagram, I believe she had like 60 posts, was now 61. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. But at that point, I wrote it off because I was like, okay, people sometimes maintain accounts. And then I'm like, something is nagging at me, and so I have to do some more digging. And so then I turned to Facebook.
Yeah.
And
girl, you internet detective. I love it. Oh my God, I'm so into this story.
Okay.
So what happened? You go to Facebook and what?
For someone in their mid-20s, you would expect that there would be some kind of obituary post or some kind of memorial post on Facebook.
Sure. Yeah.
There was not a single post saying, like, we miss you, anything like that.
Nothing.
So I'm like, there's just something super weird is going on. There's no way that there's not a single post.
Okay.
Oh my God. I have an assumption.
Okay.
I think I know what's going on.
Okay, Raine, and then?
I find her active LinkedIn profile.
But the thing that was not real, Raine, was what?
The fact that she was dead.
Girl! She was very much alive.
And so I just decided to confront him. And I sent him a very simple message that asks why he lied about this. And I believe I sent him like a screenshot as proof of something like her LinkedIn that was very recently updated or something like that.
Yeah.
He responded and told me that I was lying. And if I had been, mature and had just responded and asked him to explain what was going on, I would understand. But I was lying and she's not dead.
So when you guys went out on a date that night, who was looking after the kid?
I have no idea.
His alive wife.
His alive wife.
Probably his alive wife.
Girl. So then it ended right then and there, right?
Yeah, well, kind of. I decided to send her a message.
God!
I told her that I went on a date with him on this date. I'm so sorry to tell you this, but he told me that you were dead. I'm not really sure what to do with that. And I said that his Tinder profile said that he was a widower, and I did have screenshots of that, so I shared those with her. And I said, I blocked him as soon as I found out. I confronted him. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you anything you need to know. And she never responded, ever.
Really? Did the message say seen, though?
No, I don't think it ever did. I don't think she ever saw it. This was right when Instagram introduced that other messages folder.
Oh,
or the message request folder.
Wow. Okay, so that's the story. That is a hell of a story, by the way.
Wow.
You meet the perfect guy. He goes to church. He's a school teacher. He's a widower. You go on one date. You start thinking there's a future. And then you find his not dead wife very much active on all social media platforms.
Yup.
And then you're the liar.
I am the liar.
Right.
Yeah,
okay. I just want to make sure I got that.
Stories.
That's why we call it Roz Mocha's Hell of a Story, because that was, in fact, a hell of a story. Raine, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
You take care, girl.
You too. Thanks.
Wow.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
Hi, Roz. Hi, Mocha. It's Kathy.
What's up, girl?
I don't know if you remember, a couple months ago, you guys had called to wish me a happy anniversary. And my boyfriend, Nathan, had called because I was super nervous when I had my exams coming up. And you guys were talking about how we were not yet engaged. And we were together for 12 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You guys remember?
Sort of. Do we make fun of him or do we call him like a jackass or something?
Yeah, you kind of called him out. You were like,
Oh, yeah.
what's the holdup? What's taking so long? What's going on?
Oh.
But I wanted to call. I wanted to guys let you know that I did pass all my exams.
Oh, good for you. What were they?
Now,
What exams were they?
It was for interior design.
Gotcha.
So now I'm a certified interior designer.
Well, there you go.
And this past weekend, we're now engaged.
There you go. How did he do it?
He was really meticulous, I guess, in just how to plan. I had thought we were going to Niagara for a wine tasting with a group of friends. And when we got there, I noticed it was actually a private waterfront wine tasting. And he took me there. And then before I knew it, he was already on one knee and asking me to marry him. It was
real
really
sweet.
beautiful. It was such great weather, and it turned out to be a magical day.
Honestly,
That's awesome.
I'm so happy that happened. But honestly, when you called up, Kathy, and you were like, yeah, I passed my exams. Also, Ethan and I broke up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought you were going to say, too.
I thought this was going to be like a breakup story.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to do a breakup story today. Everybody's just trying to be in the best mood.
Well, funny enough, my anniversary was March 31st.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up telling me on April 1st. he had already an appointment with the jeweler to custom design my ring.
Wow. So
It was probably in the works when we were talking about it.
So let's talk ring here.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is absolutely stunning.
Like sort of like,
So
are you more like you sort of like a classic look? Are you what's your style?
Yeah, it's an oval design, and it's got this seamless kind of halo to it. It's but what he did, he custom designed the actual gallery in the rings to have our initials engraved in it.
That's real sweet.
So it's got a K on one side and an N on the other.
Beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I wanted to tell you guys to give you an update. Because
Love
I
it.
know it's been a long time, but...
Or was it Ethan's
I'm super
idea
happy.
so that he was like, yo, you better call them and tell them so they still don't think that I'm
Yeah, he was like,
I'm
you
an
better
idiot.
call them so you don't make me look as bad as
People are so awesome.
Well, congratulations to you and Ethan and Kathy.
you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
listening.
you. Are you going to ask me the question?
Oh, okay. Well, since you're on the phone with us, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
It's got to be Roz.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that win.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It feels a little better, too, knowing you just got engaged. You know what I mean?
Doesn't feel as dirty.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Kathy.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is, got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Chloe, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good. What is your FML?
So I just started the school year, and I was just figuring out how to establish boundaries between the administration as well as the parents, and just to manage the expectations for this year. It's not a normal year still.
So you're a teacher, not a student.
Yes, I'm a teacher.
Okay, so you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. You are doing online schooling in a portable that wasn't clean since March 2020. And you had to hunt down a computer without a webcam, microphone, or speakers. You eventually got a Chromebook, which you say are notorious for crashing. Sorry, Chromebook. And my timetable changed last night, and I got a new student. How do I deal with setting boundaries with the school and parents and advocate for myself as someone who does not like confrontation? So what's going on? What's the problem?
Yeah, why has the school not cleaned the portable? Isn't that like part of preparation of going back to school?
That's what I thought. And last year when we were teaching online, we were able to teach from home, so I didn't mind using some of my own technology for it, but now they're asking us to go into school, so we're expecting them to provide us with the materials. So it kind of feels like we're shoved to the outside, and even the garbage bin was not emptied since March, so there was things in the garbage bin from a year and a half ago.
So have you had conversations with like other teachers? They're obviously experiencing the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, the other teachers also, some of them did not have tech, and I have colleagues in other schools who didn't even have a class list the night before the first day of school.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you union or not?
Yeah, we're part of the
So you
elementary teachers union. Yes.
To me, all of this stuff seems like union questions to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know the procedures when you're part of a teachers union. I don't know whether you have something like a grievance, whether the classroom that you have to teach in wasn't cleaned, and you don't have the proper tech to actually do your job. I don't know who you take that up with. Like, I don't know your sort of path to success in all of your the problems that you're having, because I don't know what the proper procedures are.
Do you start by going to the principal? Would it be the principal you go to first?
Yeah, I did speak to the principal, and they finally changed the garbage bin. And they did say, the workloads for the portables are different because there's no students in there, which I understand. But I felt like at least the minimum, like the desk should have been cleaned and the garbage should have been taken out. But other issues, like they expect the teachers, if the tech is not available, to bring in their own device.
So is that across the board for everyone?
Yeah. So if the principals can't find the tech for you at that time, because they're still scrambling to find it, then they're just like, you can bring in your own laptop. And I've had colleagues that said last year, because they were teaching online from home, just having a computer on all day and all the work they had to do on it, it ended up killing their battery.
Sure. I mean, God, I don't know. To be honest with you, like, I'm stumped, and it's very rare that I get stumped during FML. But with questions like this, like, if they tell you ahead of time that if they can't get you the tech, you have to have your own tech, right? And at that time, if you don't say, well, I can't, or that's unreasonable, it's at that point that you have to bring that up. It's not after you've already been told that and you agreed to it, then you sort of say, well, this seems unfair to me. But you already knew that this could be a possibility, right?
Do you know, Chloe, if any of your other colleagues have brought this up with the higher ups, like over the course of the summertime or in preparation the past couple of weeks before back to school started?
So the problem was they did not tell us if we would have tech, like, for the first day of school. So everyone's been like sitting in their seats, like twiddling their thumbs, wondering what to do and stressing out.
Man.
Yeah.
You guys are, you do so much. And it's still amazing to me that we're talking to a teacher right now who you don't have a computer to work on in your classroom. Like, it's absurd to me. And
or the fact that you got to work in a dirty classroom.
Yeah, God.
Right?
No, but you just don't have the things that you need to do your job. You know, it's like when you talk to these kindergarten teachers, and we talk to so many of them where, you know, they have to buy so many school supplies for their classroom out of their own budget. Like even the carpet that the kids sit on, out of their own money. And it's sad. Like, it's a terrible, terrible state right now, and it's everything that needs to be fixed. Like even you telling us this story now, it just goes to show you that everything just needs to be fixed. Now, as far as building boundaries with parents and asserting yourself and all that stuff, we can probably help you with that, but I don't know if that's your number one problem right now.
I think it's just especially frustrating because I know lots of teachers spent like maybe a couple $1,000s on a home setup for teaching online last year, and now they're being pushed to be in the school, but they're not being provided with the proper tech.
Okay, well, I think that you guys need, whatever you do, you need to do together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you and the other teachers. You can't fight this individually. I think that you guys need to do this as a collective, who all, you know, are doing this because you love kids, and of course you're going to wind up doing it on your own because you don't want to fail children. That's the problem with these administrations that they have over teachers, is that they know that you're going to do it anyway because you don't want to fail children.
Yeah, we actually have like a Facebook group, and there's people saying, I don't have any tech for tomorrow, I'm bringing my laptop. And I've been trying to comment, say, don't bring your own, like the administration should be giving it to you. And I think some of them are still doing it because just pressure from the general, like stereotypical teacher martyr kind of society. You know?
I think that you guys need to get off Facebook and get in that office together.
Yeah, it's just it's across every single school, so it's hard.
I know. But hopefully
it's got to start somewhere, though.
Maybe this conversation helps. Maybe they hear it. Maybe other teachers hear it. Maybe somebody hears it who realizes, you know, that you guys have had, and this is the real, you know, sad state of the schools right now, and that is, you know, they've had almost a year and a half to sort of get ready for this day. We all knew this day was coming when kids are going to be going back. And the fact that things are still so poorly organized, and, you know, it's not about bickering. It's not about boundaries. It's not about budgets. It's about failing children. And it just seems to me that there's a lot of people whose priority right now is to not fail kids. And that's why you're in the situation you are. And I think that people need to be reminded about that. And I think that it's not going to take you. I think that it's going to take you and everybody else.
Yeah.
But there, you have a couple of options. Hope that helps, Chloe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys. Also last season of Dancing with the Stars.
Yep.
Who is the absolute best. And he always makes time for us on the Roz Mocha Show. And he made time for us again. He's in a new show called The Bravest Knight.
Animated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new animated show on CBC Gem. And it is the first kids show to feature an openly gay lead character. AJ McLean, by the way, plays Lucy the Fairy.
Really?
Yeah. The plot of this show reads like this. Sir Cedric shares a story of how he transformed from a pumpkin farmer into a full-fledged knight with his adopted 10-year-old daughter, Nia, who is training to become a brave knight. TR Knight from Grey's is on here as well in the show. RuPaul's in the show. Wanda Sykes is in the show. Bobby Moynihan, formerly of SNL, is in the show. Paul Sun-Young Lee from Kim's Convenience and The Mandalorian is in this show.
I like him.
David Maurie caught up with the one and only AJ McLean.
What drew you to this? Because I'll tell you, as a young gay guy, I never had the gay
back
character
in the day.
in cartoons growing up. So this is super cool.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, when I got the call and they gave me the pitch, they were halfway through telling me the backstory of the actual, Bravest Night story. And the minute they mentioned the LGBTQ, I was like, I'm in. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I have one line. I'm in. So, because I've been a huge advocate for the LGBTQ plus community for years now, and I will stay a very strong advocate.
And I'm so glad he's a part of the show too.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where you just always want to root for any project that he's tied himself to, right?
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
And again, AJ McLean is in this show. It's called The Bravest Night, and he plays Lucy the Fairy.
Now, does Lucy the Fairy sound like AJ, or does he put on a voice? It just sounds straight up like AJ? That's awesome.
Hold on, I think I have here. Oh, here.
That's awesome.
Thank you for your help. Here, let me get your pouches.
We'd rather have an introduction.
Of course. My name is Lucy, and the fairy you helped is named Lily.
This is Grunt, and I'm Cedric. I'm an I Knight.
How nice for you. Lucy, isn't that a girl's name? Names belong to people, not genders.
This tea is making me sleepy.
Whoa.
How about you?
Not me. I'm completely awake.
Oh, there's a lot of noises coming out of that.
More with Dammit Maurie and AJ McLean.
Now, AJ, you play Lucy the Fairy. We got to talk about your fairy voice. It wasn't very fairy.
Well, so when I read the, background of Lucy to me was just kind of this old, grumpy, disgruntled, queen who's just like, I'm just, he's just kind of ornery and bitter, but he has a big heart. When I saw the, drawings before I went in and did the actual VO, I was like, literally going through 10 different voices.
And that's what I want to find out. What were the other... I need to hear some of the other voices you were trying out for Lucy the Fairy. Because as a voice artist myself, I want to see what you were up to.
I mean, there was one that I thought everybody was really feeling, which was down here, kind of I'm really, really just... that kind of just low and ominous. And then there was... really high and really nice and low. And so there was quite a few. And then I was like, well, what if I just talk like myself? And they're like, yeah, but, maybe try a couple variations. And the voice that we settled on, obviously, was the perfect one.
Can you critique my Lucy the Fairy voice if I was auditioning for Lucy the Fairy?
There we go.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I was thinking fluttery, right? I was thinking, because you're small and you're fairy. So I was thinking more like, come on in, boys and girls. Something like that.
No.
Weird.
I mean, that's a perfect fairy if you, if you're thinking in the Tinkerbell world.
No.
I was.
But because of the character and because of his backstory, definitely needs to be a little more gruff, but still uppity.
That was AJ McLean's nice way of being like that.
Why does every time Maury does a voice, he always says, boys and girls? Anything. It can be anything. Anything. Any voice.
That is AJ McLean. The new CBC Gem show is called The Bravest Night, and he plays Lucy the Fairy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It was 15 years ago today, Roz, that Fergie released her debut solo album, The Duchess.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, Ferg.
Yo, Fergie Ferg.
I like Ferg.
This album, oh man, she's the best.
I did a thing, I don't know where we were. Maybe at one of the Bay stores or something like that. But Ferg was, she was dropping a new footwear line. And I did this big thing on a stage with Ferg in front of a couple hundred people talking about shoes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was me, Ferg, kicking it, talking about footwear.
Is she nice in real life?
Yeah, I get along. I love Fergie. And when she was still with Josh Duhamel, got along really great with Josh Duhamel too. And I thought that they were just a really cool couple. I was a little bit bummed when it didn't work out between them, but I think they're both great. Love them.
A bunch of the songs on there were just absolute monsters. London Bridge, #1 on Billboard. Big Girls Don't Cry, #1 on Billboard. Fergalicious, #2 on Billboard. Glamorous, #1 on Billboard. 15 years since the release of Fergie's debut album, The Duchess.
But I ain't promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, all is fictitious. I blow kisses that puts them boys on rock, and they be lining down the block just to watch what I got. So delicious.
She picked up a Grammy nomination back in 2008 for Big Girls Don't Cry, Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. She did lose to Rehab by Amy Winehouse, but man, this album took off and had Fergie just like at the top for the time that this album was out.
How much of that album holds up today, though? You know what I mean?
I think a lot of it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this song right here. Oh my God, this is my favorite song from the album. Huh?
I think Big Girl does, definitely.
Big Girls Don't Cry?
Big Girls Don't Cry, yeah.
This one was my favorite from the album. But today marks 15 years since the release of Fergie's debut album, The Duchess.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is, got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hey, Natalie, it's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. What's going on in your world?
So basically, to put it in short, is my neighbor doesn't give a cluck, and he just lets his chickens roam free.
Oh my God.
Excuse me, what?
So you wrote us this, Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. Let me explain country to you, Mocha.
Okay, please.
Natalie says, I live in the country. My neighbor has 7 to 10 chickens that he allows to roam free. They keep getting into my yard and garden and destroying my grass and plants, not to mention my dogs roll around in chicken poop.
Oh, no.
We have already spoke to our neighbor about his chickens, and he says he's building a coop, but still every day we're chasing chickens out of our yard. What should I do now? I'm leaning towards chicken soup.
Oh, wow. Damn. Love me a good chicken soup. So has the chicken coop been built yet?
We can hear him building it.
Oh, okay.
But there's no chickens in the coop because they're in my yard.
Okay. So what are the bylaws?
So I have called, and they said that once it's on your property, it's your property. So that's hence we're at the point of making chicken soup.
So, yeah, but are you really going to start killing your neighbor's chickens?
No, but my husband said he would.
Yeah.
I think your husband's lying.
I don't think your husband.
I think he is too.
Why
I
do you
don't
let
want to
your
come home to a massacre of chickens.
So you've already talked to the neighbor, right?
Yes.
Was
he's
the neighbor
really nice and we get along, and it's great.
Okay. So give the guy some slack. Cut him some slack. Can you do that for until he finishes the chicken coop?
Well, it's been a really long time.
Like what's long? What's long?
Like 2-3 months.
Okay. How much property does he have, and how much property do you have?
We both have like an acre.
Okay,
each.
so that's a big lot, right?
Yeah.
So the chickens just roam from his property line. They don't know. Chickens can't read.
Right.
And then onto your property line, and obviously there's no fence between them, not even like old barn fence or anything like that.
There is a 6-foot fence, and they jump it.
Oh, they jump it.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
this guy's got super chickens over there.
It's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, chickens jump. Geez, there's a part of me that, there's a part of me that just says, hey, that's country, you know.
Okay.
Your neighbor's going to have chickens, and that's just the way life goes when you're in the country, because you're only blaming the neighbor, right? Because he owns the chickens. So like at my place, like when I go out to the cottage, right, I can sometimes walk into the backyard, and in my backyard, like I walk down the stairs to the deck, and if I turn left and I'm not really paying attention, there could be like 15 wild turkeys just standing on my driveway.
From where? From like a farm nearby?
No, they're just wild.
Oh.
Right? They just
okay.
wander and hang out. I have nobody to blame.
Mm-hmm.
If they were my neighbor's turkeys, I would probably be like, man, control your turkeys.
Yeah.
Right? But I have nowhere to blame. So you can't blame the chickens because that's just what they do. The only reason you can blame somebody is because they're neighbors. But when you're in the country, this is just part of country, right? This is just part of life when you own an acre next to somebody else who has an acre.
Why doesn't she build the coop and invoice him?
No, you shouldn't have to do
you're
that.
not going to do that.
But
Absolutely.
like I'm thinking, I'll make the chicken soup and I'll bring him over a batch of his
You're
raised
going to
chicken.
bring him over a bucket of soup with his dead chicken in it.
It crossed my mind.
Okay. You can try that. Let us know how that goes.
Yo, you psycho, Natalie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you just not like have another conversation about the damn chicken coop and just say, hey man,
Well,
you told us like 3 months ago that you were building this thing. It's been 3 months.
But you can't.
The chickens are still like kicking it in our yard. But I feel like at some point, even if you have that chicken coop, right? Even if the neighbor builds that chicken coop, at some point those chickens are still going to end up in your yard.
Yeah. Those chickens don't live in the chicken coop 24 hours a day.
Right.
Right?
I think you're just going to have to deal with this for a while.
They just
like
don't.
Forever.
Like the chickens wander, right? I personally, for me, when I'm driving around and I see that my neighbor's got new chickens and you see them all over the road and they're hanging out in the ditch, they're just dumb, right?
Yeah, of
I
course.
love it. Like I love when things wander into my yard. I think it's really great.
Except for people.
Except for people. Oh, yes. Now, if it was your neighbor's like twin sons who are coming over to my yard, you know what I mean? I'd be making 7-year-old soup. But to me, there's just something about it. Like you decided to live in the country, and there's just certain things that come with country living. Now, you don't want them destroying your garden, but that is sort of at that point. Like we have gardens, right? And I had to spend 2 weekends this year building covers for the gardens, like chicken wire covers on hinges with chains and everything else. 2 massive 14-foot like graded covers that go over the gardens because things get into the garden and then they eat everything in the garden. That's up to me. I can't go to like the chipmunk union and say your people are destroying my crops, right? Like there's some point when you're living in the country where you have to take responsibility because country things happen to country people.
Okay. So I need to kind of just maybe give it a month or go talk to him again.
Yeah, or fix your garden.
Or fix my garden. Okay.
Yeah, you got to build, build them walls. Build that wall, right?
All right. I'll try that. I'll do that before chicken soup.
Yeah, don't kill chickens though. Like, don't. It's because you're doing it not because you own them or you are raising chickens to eat them. You're killing chickens out of spite, which that's never the right way to kill anything.
No. Okay.
Does that help,
fair.
Natalie?
Yeah, that's fair. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will try that route.
All right,
girl. You take care.
Okay.
Good clock.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Good clock. I heard that, by the way. I heard that.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
I saw this post on Reddit.
Hit me.
That a lot of interesting answers. And tell me if you'd like to add, if you disagree, or if you agree.
Okay.
The question is this. Who is the most innocent celebrity?
Innocent of what?
I guess in...
Like sort of like that like when you, like innocence,
yeah,
right?
Overall, you look at this person and you're like, that person could do no wrong. A lot of people on this Reddit thread
Can we guess? Can we guess some?
Sure. I'll tell you if they're on here or not.
I was going to say Ed Sheeran.
He is not on this list.
I would highly disagree. Ed Sheeran's done some stuff while hammered on pints.
Like maybe Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is on the list. He shows up a couple times. A lot of people said, and I don't know if it's because all the news and like the trailers and stuff like that for the new Matrix has been out now for a week, but Keanu Reeves came up.
Yeah.
His name came up.
He's on there, definitely.
A lot. Somebody said probably in the top 1% as he literally does nothing but just live and keep others happy.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep, maybe?
Meryl Streep was not here. She was not listed. Another person wrote...
It's tough because when you start going through this stuff, right? Like when you start thinking of like the most innocent celebrity, you immediately, like your head immediately goes to people who are very well known, but realistically, your head should go to the people that you don't hear a lot about.
I was going to say Meryl Streep, you don't see paparazzi photos of her out and stuff. Like you never see her.
Yeah, but you don't even see Keanu Reeves at an awards show, man.
Yeah, he doesn't go
Like
anywhere.
he doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody said Dolly Parton.
Yes.
And their explanation is, regardless if you like or even know any Dolly songs, she's an incredible human being, especially for kids.
Very
and then
true.
they attach like a link to an article listing like all of her philanthropy.
I think that Dolly's an exceptional person, not even just like she has cut through in so many ways where everybody has an opinion and a favorable opinion and gets something out of Dolly Parton, even when somebody just mentions her name. Whether you're a fan, whether you know her music, whether you can even sing the lyrics to one song, everybody who has ever seen Dolly speak or just be has a favorable opinion of her.
Mhm.
Like there's no choice with
What
Dolly
about Shawn
Parton.
Mendes?
Shawn Mendes did not make this.
Really?
This list again.
Come on.
This was a post on Reddit.
Innocent.
He's so loving.
Who is the most innocent celebrity? All right. Somebody said Tom Holland, and 2 replies include this: when Benedict Cumberbatch has to babysit you, you know you're innocent. Another person said about Tom Holland, he tried to do an Instagram live a few months ago. He spent a minute figuring out how to go live with someone and eventually had a sweet conversation with a starstruck girl. At the end of their talk, he asked her to help him get back to my normal Zoom. He then spent another minute trying to figure out how to go live with someone again, and then he gave up.
Yeah.
Others on the list,
yeah.
you mentioned, Dan Maurie, you mentioned Tom Hanks. Yes, his name came up a lot. Mark Ruffalo, Gary Oldman, Robin Williams, Elijah
Gary
Wood.
Oldman.
Yep. Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, what about The Rock?
The Rock is not on there. Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly from back in the day.
Nobody who owns a tequila company should be on that list.
Michael Cera, Chris Evans, and Kristen Bell.
I highly disagree with Michael Cera.
Really?
I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Don't tell me.
No.
Don't tell me Michael Cera has like
No, but I just know that. I know
a dark past.
No, I know,
Not dark past, but
No.
other things go on.
I know that type.
Michael Cera?
He's got a side to him.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. He's got a side to him.
Well, these are some of the responses, the replies to this Reddit thread. Who is the most innocent celebrity?
That's a really, really great question because, oh, God.
I stick with
because it's so hard because I get so drawn to their characters, right?
Of course.
Like I would say, like you could say Jack Black.
See, I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. I bet you he has like a dark side.
But I don't know because like Jack Black for a line, like he only does stuff to make people happy. Jack Black has never really done anything, even in a movie, that would like make you not like him. And you don't really hear much about Jack Black unless he's like half naked or in a Spider-Man outfit, doing dance videos on TikTok. Like he's sort of just, you know what I mean? Like he's sort of just that guy. Like I would put him on
I
that
would say
list.
Keira
100%.
Knightley. She's in all Christmas movies.
Keira,
I don't believe that.
Really?
Really?
No,
she's not growing innocent. Not at all.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Emmy Award-winning food and wine expert on Netflix's Queer Eye, Antoni, is getting ready for the 6th season of the show. He's got a brand new cookbook out right now featuring 80 of his favorite weeknight meals called Antoni, Let's Do Dinner. Antoni, what's up, dog? It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you guys?
Really great. What a beautiful book. My God.
Oh, thank you.
Who got you into food? Who is your sort of patient zero that turned you on to your love of food?
In my personal life, I would say it's definitely my mother. She was just deeply passionate about cooking all throughout, my childhood, and I used to just kind of watch her. My father as well, actually. He was bigger at like breakfasts and assembling like big fruit platters and charcuterie because we're Polish and charcuterie is very appropriate for breakfast if you're Polish. But for TV, I have to say, it was this lovely PBS series with Jacques Pepin, Julia Child.
Oh.
And he's just kind of like super straight edge traditional French chef. And she was just like this like bubbly, colorful personality who just didn't take herself too seriously and took on all these like ambitious recipes. And I just love watching them. Like that was my Saturday morning cartoons.
Aw. So is this always been in the plan for you to start putting out a line of cookbooks?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Is it because you're not a chef? Like, because I think that the world of food tends to be quite snooty, and the cooks don't seem like they're all that welcome unless you're already famous.
You know, it depends on the circle. I have to say, you know, food for me, something has always been something that's personal. It's always how I showed my love and my care for my family and for my friends. And it's kind of like, that's my love language. And it's always what I've just been doing since I was in college. And I started kind of like cooking for myself. It wasn't part of the career plan, but when Queer Eye came about, it kind of got like thrust into the public sphere, and I just kind of ran with it and decided to, you know, I found out that it was something that I got the job that I needed and not the job that I wanted. I always thought that if something is very personal to you and if you're really passionate about it, I didn't understand that you could actually make a career out of that. But as soon as I learned that through Queer Eye, it opened up the floodgates of possibilities for me, and I've been running with it since.
Hey, do you eat carbs and gluten and all that stuff?
I do.
Let's apply.
Later in the week.
You're probably
later in the week. No, you hear
later
that?
in the week.
Asterisk,
Later
he
in
just
the
said
week.
later in the week. It's not an everyday thing.
No, but here's the deal. Okay, wow, this got everyone riled up.
Because now we're talking food.
So beginning of the week, I'll probably start with something like a version of in Let's Do Dinner. There's like a warm kale salad with rotisserie chicken and torn croutons. There are carbs in there. They're not like the star of the show, but they kind of complement the dish because in my experience, whenever I try to have a meal that has 0 carbs, 30 minutes later, I'm starving and I'm like going for ice cream.
Yeah.
So I've learned how to kind of like sprinkle it in and kind of like balance it out. I do definitely lean heavily on protein, whether it's meat or different types of fish. But as the week progresses, my body basically starts telling me like, dude, you need carbs. And by Sunday, it's like a whole pizza and chicken tenders and oatmeal pancakes. And
now you're talking my language. The new book is Antoni, Let's Do Dinner. Antoni, one of your biggest fans, damn it, Maurie, who you know, is here and has something.
Very well.
Oh, no.
Sorry, your stalker, damn it, Maurie, is here.
This is the greatest day in the world.
Maurie, what do you got for Antoni?
Okay, flirting aside, I have 3 quick questions for you.
Yes.
If I ate a seed, will a plant grow inside me?
What?
This is food-related questions.
I'm pretty certain that with like all of our stomach acids and like that, what's those Canadian Heritage commercials where Dr. Penfield was like putting pieces of metal in people's
smell burnt
stomachs
toast.
and the stomach would disintegrate it. So I would say that my answer to that, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. But
Heritage.
also, Antoni, you can just say no. Like you don't have to do a whole thing.
You don't have to give an explanation.
You can honestly just shut him down. It's fine.
I'm notoriously terrible at lightning round questions.
Okay, so
number 2.
And Maurie knows this already.
Okay,
so.
number 2.
Okay, Ross, stop interrupting us.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, if you can drink a drink, why can't you food a food?
Maurie.
Okay, Maurie, what else?
Question
What
number
am
3.
I supposed to even say to that?
You don't.
Nothing, brother.
You let the silence hang him. Okay, you say nothing, Antoni. Okay, question number 3.
Okay. Honestly, but this is a serious question. Do you believe in the 5-second rule?
Oh, 100%.
So you put food on like one of your celebrity friends' dinner plates that might have fallen on the floor.
That's a different question, Maurie. That's question 4.
Why would I treat a celebrity friend any differently than a normal friend?
Oh,
good one. Antoni, thank you so much for joining us.
We got to talk about the next season of Queer. We have to ask about the next season of Queer Eye.
Quickly before we go, you guys are coming back on Queer Eye. Where are you heading this time?
So we actually about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, we wrapped in Austin, Texas, which I'm super excited about because we started filming right before the pandemic and we were one day shy of finishing our first episode and everything kind of shut down.
Oh, no.
So I love that we got to finish what we started, and they're just beautiful, diverse stories, small businesses, people who are doing just incredible work for their community. It's just like a continuation of what we've been doing and then some. I can't say more, but I will say I had like my biggest full like snot out of my nose cry. It was bigger than Mama Tammy, season 2, episode 1. And this was right when I met the hero.
Wow.
Usually it happens at the end of the week.
Wow.
That's how much this person overwhelmed me with their kindness and what they're doing for their community. So I can't wait for you to see it. And don't ask me when it's coming out because Netflix doesn't tell us.
Oh, that was going to
So
be my next
rude.
question.
So rude.
How do they not tell you guys when the show's coming out?
They don't. Well, they especially don't trust me because I can't keep secrets.
There you go. That's the answer.
Antoni from Queer Eye. The new book is called Antoni, Let's Do Dinner. Dude, thank you so much for always making time for us on the Roz and Mocha Show.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A lot of drama with Alanis Morissette. You see this?
No.
Okay, so
what's Alanis going through
Yeah,
these days?
exactly. So they turned Jagged Little Pill because Jagged Little Pill is celebrating its 25th anniversary, I think, something like that this year. And just like a monumental album, and did so much for so many people and women in rock and all this other stuff. And they turned Jagged Little Pill into a Broadway show, which did very well, and everybody was like loving it. And to sort of coincide with the anniversary, HBO did a documentary called Jagged, which was the sort of supposed to tell the story of Alanis's sort of rise from, because she was like a teeny bopper kind of thing back in the day, and then she became Alanis. And then the whole thing with like Dave Coulier from Full House,
Uncle Joey,
and he did her wrong, and then that launched Jagged Little Pill, and all of these rumors. Like there was all these great stories behind Jagged Little Pill, and then
how's she in drama now?
So HBO decided to do a documentary to celebrate the sort of 25th anniversary of Jagged Little Pill, and that documentary, I guess, premiered yesterday at TIFF.
Oh, wow.
So it's supposed to hit HBO in November, like early November, and it was at TIFF yesterday. And so despite sitting for hours of interviews with the HBO documentary about her life, Alanis Morissette that she is so unhappy with the final product that she's not going to support the film.
Really?
Yeah, the movie Jagged details Alanis' rise from fame in her early 20s, culminating with the release of Jagged Little Pill. In a statement issued by her publicist, Alanis says that she was interviewed during a, quote, very vulnerable time and in the midst of her third postpartum depression during lockdown. She says, Alanis says, I was lulled into a false sense of security, and their salacious agenda became apparent immediately upon my seeing the first cut of the film. This is where I knew our versions were, in fact, painfully diverged. This was not the story I agreed to tell.
Oh, no. How you going to do Alanis like that?
Can you believe that?
Oh,
do you imagine that?
That's
do you
terrible.
Imagine, do you imagine sitting? That's why you have to trust people, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that much trust in somebody. Like, you really have to trust somebody because they will come to you and say, this is the story we want to tell. And you're like, I want to do it this way. And they're going to be like, of course you will.
Yeah.
And then you sign the papers and you sit down for all these interviews.
They get all that footage.
It's their movie. Like,
and
it's
then
not.
they can tell the story that they want to tell.
Exactly. Like, it's not your movie. Like, it becomes their movie. And this isn't the first time this has happened. But that's crazy to me because, like, for months I've been reading about this documentary.
Yeah.
Like, for months I've been reading about this documentary.
Girl? You know what I mean?
But unless they stand by it, like unless Alanis is getting cold feet and realizes that maybe she doesn't want to say all the things that she did say, but she said them.
I wonder if this is why, because I knew some people that were supposed to talk to her about this HBO documentary at TIFF.
Yeah.
But anybody that was going to talk to her, because they were setting up interviews for something else with her, for I believe the tour and stuff. But anyone who was going to talk to her, they were told you cannot ask about the HBO documentary.
That's what she just said.
Yeah.
That she's not supporting the film.
Oh,
God, that would suck. You bring your movie to TIFF.
Yeah.
Home to Canada. Alanis Morissette, national treasure.
Biggest album of your career?
Biggest album of your career. And the filmmakers are like, hey, Alanis, you want to come walk the red carpet?
No. Oh, no, that poor girl. Oh, no.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Big up my guy Drake, taking over still.
What's he doing now?
Certified Lover Boy debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 charts. 743.7 million streams.
Jesus.
Of Certified Lover Boy. And quick shout out to Drake. Thank you very much to his team for releasing a clean copy of the album because now I can listen to it a lot louder than normal at
Do you
home.
not always get clean copies of albums? Like some artists just don't do that?
Some of them just don't, yeah.
Really, huh?
So like for a week straight, I was listening to Certified Lover Boy in private.
Right.
And now the clean album is available. I can listen to it freely. Because even sometimes my wife gets like a little uneasy with some of the
so
words.
Weird. It's so weird to me because for the most part, I like the music we play on this show. I only ever hear it on this show, right? Like it doesn't infiltrate my life when I'm not sitting in this room at all, right? And every now and then, I'll be in like an Uber or I'll be in like a bar or a restaurant on the patio, whatever. Or you'll hear something on like a different service. Something will pop up on streaming, whatever it is. YouTube. And I'll hear a dirty version of a song that we've been playing and that I've heard for years that I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
Right? And so my shock is that it sounds like somebody sabotaged the song.
Right.
Right? Like somebody took it.
That's not my song.
I'm like, what did you do to this really sweet song? I didn't know that that's the word that you were using. I thought it was like endearing as opposed to
Yeah. I got home from work yesterday.
I didn't know.
And
I had no
Jenna
idea.
on our speaker system at home.
Yeah.
Jenna was listening to the Clean copy, the Clean album of Certified Lover Boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that, Drake. But the album is number one. Biggest week for any album in well over a year. So for this year alone, Drake's Certified Lover Boy has had the most success. The last album to achieve even close to this level was last year when Taylor Swift released Folklore.
Oh, yeah. That was huge, too.
Plus,
again, the swearing on that version of the album, too.
She's got that mouth.
Filthy, right? Like, I had no idea.
This is Drake's 10th number one album. And when you go to, it's crazy, dude. When you go to Billboard to their Hot 100, right?
Yeah.
The top songs. So number one is Way Too Sexy from Drake with Future and Young Thug. That's the one where they got the music video for it, right?
Yeah.
Numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 14, and 16, and 18, and 22, and 24, 25, 26, 27, 32, 35. All those numbers I just called out are on the Billboard Hot 100. All those numbers are Drake songs from Certified Lover Boy.
That's incredible.
So
just from streaming.
Yeah,
that's
biggest album.
wild. That's
Damn
wild,
How do you think he feels about like the songs lower down, like 35? Does that upset him? Do you think? Like, do you think he looks at that going, "Where did I go wrong there"?
He didn't go wrong anywhere. Did you not hear all the other stats?
Well, I know, but if he looks at that one song,
you are onto something more because every now and then the public ruins your plan, right? Like if you remember when he released that last album, what was it, Scorpion or something? What was the one that he released? Right? What was the song that became the TikTok dance that was not supposed to be
In My Feelings?
What's that? No, Tootsie Slide, right?
Oh, Tootsie Slide, yeah.
That was not supposed to be the song that became popular at that time.
No.
Like sometimes the public decides and ruins your plan,
you're thinking
right?
of In My Feelings. In My Feelings is the song that went viral because a guy by the name of Shiggy did a dance to it, made it popular, and that was never supposed to be the next single.
Was that the song? Because it was supposed to be the Michael Jackson one, right?
It was supposed to be the Michael Jackson one.
Right.
His Michael Jackson duet.
And I
from
never
the
even
Scorpion.
heard that Michael Jackson song.
And
But the Tootsie Slide, was it also supposed to be released?
No, Tootsie Slide is the one that they started. He went to these popular dancers on TikTok.
That's what it was.
And said,
Right,
hey,
right,
I got
right,
this
right,
song.
right,
Can you
right.
guys come up with a dance
And
for it?
everybody was opening their car doors.
Yeah.
Yes,
they
I
did the
gotcha.
dance for
But
it.
yeah,
And
no.
then the song came out.
But sometimes,
you're right.
In My Feelings, like the public decides, right? So maybe he is like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right?
Regardless, congratulations, Drake.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, I don't know how we got to this this point here where Octavia Spencer had to apologize to Britney Spears and her now fiance.
Oh,
Sam
she
Asghari.
did?
Yeah. Did you read this?
Well, no, because I remember when Britney did her engagement post.
Yeah.
And the number one comment under the engagement post was Octavia Spencer saying, make sure he signs a prenup.
Yeah. And
And-
then the news came out that they actually do have a prenup.
Right.
Or Britney does have a prenup.
Fair enough.
Because it happened, like as soon as the engagement happened, her people were on it.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da, boom, prenup.
Done.
Sam Asghari was like, cool, no problem.
Yeah.
But then people were like going in on Octavia Spencer.
Why?
Which is so weird. So then Octavia Spencer then had to apologize to Britney Spears and Sam Asghari. And what she said is that she was obviously just trying to make a joke when leaving that comment on IG saying make him sign a prenup. And she has since privately apologized to both Britney Spears and Sam Asghari. Octavia says, quote, "My intention was to make them laugh, not cause pain. And she hopes to restore just a smidge of happiness they were robbed of."
Wow.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah.
And then Asghari came out publicly and said to Octavia Spencer, "You are very kind to clarify, but I have no hard feelings whatsoever. Jokes and misconceptions come with the territory."
Even if it wasn't a joke, right? Even if it's not a joke, we have spent 2 years, all of us collectively, wishing nothing but the best for Britney and understanding that she needs to get out of trouble. Through no fault of her own.
No.
Right? Through no fault of her own. She needs to get out of this mess.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, she should be able to make mistakes. She should be able to do all this stuff.
She should be able to live her life.
You don't want to see, nobody wants to see Britney getting into another mess, right? And Britney does have a history of like marrying dudes and like maybe getting herself in a little bit of trouble, right? Okay.
But she's been with this guy for 5 years.
Fair enough. But even if it wasn't, there's nothing wrong with telling somebody, make sure they get a prenup. That's the weird thing about this, is that people take that as it's some sort of diss or some sort of, they're very normal. And prenups, I don't know if they'll ever become fully normalized because they're so emotional. Yeah. But to say to Britney Spears, make sure he gets a prenup, that is only to protect Britney. Yeah. So even if it's not a joke, right? Even if it's not a joke and you 100% meant it because you only want the best for Britney, nobody should be going in on Octavia Spencer.
At all.
Like nobody should. People are so bloody weird.
Yeah. I read that headline today. And I was like, I can't believe we are now at the point of this.
You can't say anything. You're not going to say anything. You'll always have to apologize for something. You really will. You really will.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, you really will. You'll always have to apologize for something. You'll always say the wrong thing. And
no matter what, even if it's the right thing.
Even if it is the right thing, especially if it's the right thing.
If it's actual factual.
Yes, right.
You still got to apologize.
You still have to apologize. And they will come for you.
Yeah.
Which is wild because everybody who's been fighting so hard to free Britney, for them to not recognize that Octavia Spencer, with the voice that she has, to even in a joking way to say sign a prenup, that is nothing but for the benefit of Britney Spears. Like why go in on her? It's weird. She's on your team.
Like this is what we all wanted for Britney.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
we wanted her to be free. She's free.
She's one of you. Like Octavia Spencer's on your team.
You're attacking your own peoples.
Yeah. It's very weird to me. Anyway, I feel bad for Octavia Spencer having to go through all that.
After saying make him sign a prenup on IG in response to Britney Spears getting engaged to Sam Asghari, Octavia Spencer said that she had to privately, and she did privately, apologize to both Britney and Sam.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
TIFF continues. TIFF rolls on. One of the big movies that people were really excited about this year is Dune.
Oh, it's been delayed, and there was like, is it going to go to streaming? Is it going to go to theaters?
It was like 4 times or 3 times.
Yeah, it's one of those that has really had a lot
delayed?
It's had a lot of release dates.
Right?
Yeah, it's had a ton of release dates.
Did you get to see it yet?
No, I haven't.
Doing a lot of
no, I haven't.
Stuff.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of the original Dune too, and I really love what they're doing with this. The cast looks incredible. I'm a fan of everybody.
I don't know if I've ever seen the original.
No.
I think
You may be a little too, dare I say, young.
Yeah. Say it again.
Okay.
I don't even, I'm trying to think. I don't know what the movie's about. Futuristic stuff?
Yeah. Hey, Maurie, did you see it? Yeah, come in here. Yeah, okay, so the original Dune was 1984.
Oh, yeah, I'm way too young.
Yet you know every single word to Ghostbusters, which was 1 year later.
Well, because you saw it with your parents when you were
Because they showed it on TV all the time.
Right?
Like AMC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you see Star Wars and not Dune?
My dad.
Oh, okay. I got
has a collection.
I got you. Okay. Okay. You watched it all years later, right? Yeah. Okay,
on streaming.
Cool. Maurie, explain Dune to Mocha.
Oh, geez. Okay, so there's these people that live in this really sandy area.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sand dune?
The sand dune, and they're trying to
Is that why it's called Dune?
Stop this sandworm from destroying their sandworm seeking
Like Tremors?
machine.
Where's my dad?
Not unlike Tremors.
But then there's this one moment
Like the
where
worm in Beetlejuice?
Timothy Chalamet has like these powers or whatever, and his powers are tested. And there's this moment where there's this like little spy bug, and he captured.
Okay, that is, you'd stop getting into so much detail, dude.
Yeah.
Like general plot. Like,
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But you like the movie?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Really? Because you, because that's not what you said to Rebecca Ferguson, who's in the movie, who is at TIFF promoting Dune when you met her. That's not what you said. Man, it was good. This is exactly what you said.
Hey, Rebecca, I got to tell you, I absolutely loved this movie, one of my favorite movies at the festival this year. And when reading about your time on set, and a remarkable set, I read that you got actually lost on set often. And I was wondering, I got to hear this story. Is this true? You got lost on set every day?
The rooms they didn't change the rooms around. So, it took me a couple of days for me to understand the logistics of it. And to be honest, I'm also a person, you drop me somewhere and I will not find my way home. So that doesn't help, to be honest. But it's a compliment, I feel, to the set designers and to what they did. They created this enormity, which I feel is Denis, isn't it? It's the hugeness and the small characters. It's the landscape and the tiny characters.
But yeah, it's Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, who we just heard, Jason Momoa. Denis Villeneuve is the director, who's awesome.
And according to Dan Maurie, his favorite movie at the festival.
You don't have to understand the movie to love it.
No, I guess that's sort of true. I didn't really understand Interstellar the first time I saw Interstellar.
Yeah.
But I knew I loved it.
Mhm.
And then I went back and I watched it again and again, and I've probably seen Interstellar now like 5 or 6 times.
So if you ever talk to, or if we ever talk to Matthew McConaughey again,
right,
you could spit a line like this.
Hey, Rebecca, I got to tell you, I absolutely loved this movie, one of my favorite movies at the festival this year.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right.
All right. Hey, Mocha.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Of course, brother.
Let's do the news.
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Jennifer Aniston responding to those rumors that she and David Schwimmer were a couple in real life. Because remember, after the Friends reunion, there was that story that came out that Jen Aniston and David Schwimmer may have done stuff back in the day, or at least one of them really wanted to do stuff, but somebody had a girlfriend or boyfriend and they just could never make it work. And then the story came out that they had hooked up, that they were an actual couple all these years later, and everybody's hearts were fluttering for it.
Yeah.
Ross and Rachel, the break is over.
That's all you ever wanted.
It's all you ever wanted.
They went to take their real life friendship and just pivot into a relationship.
This is Jennifer Aniston on those rumors.
Well, that was bizarre. Could not believe that, actually. It's like, really? That's my brother. Yeah. But it was, I understand, though. It just shows you how hopeful people are for fantasies, for dreams to come true.
So you're saying there's a chance.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, Norm Macdonald died.
Oh, I know. So sad.
One of the greatest stand-up comics of all time. He was 61, had been battling cancer for 9 years, and nobody knew, which is really incredible. Somebody who I guess was close to Norm, a friend, said that he never wanted the diagnosis to affect the way the audience or any of his loved ones saw him. So I don't even think he told his family that he was dealing with that. Howie Mandel was doing his podcast yesterday, and he was on with Antoni Jeselnik. And they found out during the podcast that Norm Macdonald passed away. And
Really?
of course, Howie Mandel from Canada, Norm Macdonald from Canada. So here's when Howie and Antoni both found out the news.
You're kidding me.
No. We just found out that Norm Macdonald passed away. Oh, my God. I love Norm Macdonald.
I don't know what to say.
Me either. That was breaking news. But, I'm just heartbroken.
Jesus.
I love Norm. Norm is from my home country, Canada, and from my home club, Yuck Yucks. And I've worked with him many times. Do you know Norm?
Yeah, we worked together on Last Comic Standing. I took the job because I wanted to work with Norm Macdonald.
This is a. What does it say? I didn't read it. What did he die from? Somebody in the control. What did he pass from?
It was cancer.
Has he been sick?
Cancer?
9 years.
He's had 9 years of cancer? Oh, my God.
So not family now.
9 years ago. How many years ago did you do Last Comic Standing?
2013, 2012, maybe. So yeah,
he already had cancer.
He was making his comeback at that point.
Yeah. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. I cannot believe.
61.
So young, but he's been sick for 9 years and nobody knew.
Oh my God!
Incredible.
My heart.
Norm joined SNL in '93 and was without question, hands down, pants down, the best host of Weekend Update that show has ever had. And the story goes that he was fired from SNL because he refused to stop making O.J. Simpson jokes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, like right after the O.J. trial. And during the O.J. trial, because
I didn't know that he was fired.
Because the story goes that O.J. at the time was a good friend of NBC exec Don Ohlmeyer.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the execs at NBC would tell Norm every week, no O.J. jokes or else. And so every week, Norm Macdonald would go on and do stuff like this.
Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do.
Oh, my God.
The most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses, or treat. This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, there it is, I've been looking all over for that thing. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, sleepy truckers are responsible for 1,000 deaths a year. In second place, O.J. Simpson at 2 deaths a year.
So apparently that's what got Norm fired. And there's some really there's some really great clips. There was one clip where Norm was talking about cancer and how people, they always say when you die, you lose your battle with cancer. And Norm said, well, when you die, I suppose that when you die, the cancer also dies. So isn't that a draw?
Wow. R.I.P. Norm Macdonald.
R.I.P. Norm Macdonald.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A lot of people still talking about Norm Macdonald, and a couple of clips that were surfacing yesterday. I was listening to one where he was talking about his, I don't know, maybe his uncle, whatever, fighting cancer or battling cancer, as everybody likes to say. And then Norm went in to say that the way that his uncle was battling cancer was lying in a hospital bed watching Matlock, and how you can't just die anymore. Now you have to go out a loser.
Oh, no.
Like everybody says, oh, he lost his battle with cancer. You can't just say somebody died. You have to say that the last thing they did in life was lose. And that's where the whole thing where he came was him saying, I'm no doctor, but you got to figure that if you die, the cancer dies. So at best, it should be a draw. But then this clip came out, which is really interesting. It was while he was sick, because he had cancer for 9 years. But this is Norm Macdonald talking about the respect that he has for people who go through something like cancer, but go through it privately.
They think it's so special when everyone gets cancer and dies. It's almost like the height of narcissism to think that you're going to be so brave as to talk about it, whereas all you're doing is just garnering sympathy for yourself. How is that brave? It seems cowardly to me. It seems much braver to me. Like, I remember Richard Farnsworth was an old character actor, and he did a David Lynch movie called The Straight Story, riddled with cancer. No one knew it. His family didn't know it. He kept it from everyone. He did what they call a stuntman's death, which is you put a shotgun in your mouth and with your toe, you pull the trigger. That to me is courageous. Like, you're not being a burden to your family. They know nothing about it. And then you're gone. Then if I had a specific ailment, and possibly I do, you don't know, but I would not talk about it.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That last line right there.
Yeah. So that's exactly what he did. He didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. But I watched the moth story, the moth joke from Conan O'Brien last night. Did you ever see that?
No.
When he do yourself a favor today. If you have, I think it's like 4 minutes or something like that. If you have 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, I got 5 minutes.
Go and look up when Norm Macdonald was on Conan O'Brien and he told the moth joke.
Okay.
It's Norm Macdonald just like at his absolute best. The way he delivered, the way he told jokes, the way that he could use 5 minutes of one late night show he was sort of like Robin Williams could do that same thing. Robin Williams used to be able to go on a late night show and just do whatever the hell Robin Williams wanted to do because he's Robin Williams and you knew he was going to be entertaining. Norm Macdonald was that same kind of guy. He was like the perfect late night guest where you didn't have to do anything. You sit Norm in the chair and you just let Norm do Norm. And so if you get a chance today, go and watch Norm Macdonald tell the moth story on Conan O'Brien.
Moth?
Moth.
Okay.
Yeah, the moth joke from Conan O'Brien a few years ago. It's real great.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The reviews are pouring in. Hey, damn it, Maurie, come on in here for a second. The reviews are pouring in for Dear Evan Hansen. Now, you liked this movie, right?
I actually did.
You did? Okay.
I know my wife watched the play and loved it.
See, I didn't see the play.
Right.
So I have nothing to compare it to.
Right. See, now what I'm seeing right now is a lot of people, I don't think from what I'm reading, that the Dear Evan Hansen play aged well. What I'm seeing is a lot of people who are going back now and even questioning the play and the story behind the play, and then the movie. So not even getting into Ben Platt and looking like he's super old. But let me read you some of these reviews because it's an absolute pile-on right now.
Do you think these,
on social
before you read
media.
these reviews, do you think these are from people who watched the play and they're comparing it to the movie, or just the movie alone?
These are just the movie, but people who are well aware of the play and the flaws of the play.
Okay.
So let me read you this one. If there was any chance of making this character look something other than a monster, it rested on emphasizing his raw youth, which makes the casting of an obviously grown man just hunching his shoulders an act of sabotage that is near avant-garde. Another review, Dear Evan Hansen is emotionally manipulative and irredeemably exploitive look at mental health. It's a shame Dear Evan Hansen can't acknowledge that its protagonist is absolutely a sociopath, because that could make an interesting movie. The Daily Beast said scathing early reviews to Dear Evan Hansen go as far as to just suggest the filmmaker should be sent to jail. Now sometimes...
So I don't like it now?
So sometimes, this is my favorite one, sometimes reviews go too far, or sometimes there are things in a review that are not accurate, and publications have to print either an apology or a retraction. This is my favorite apology or retraction that I've ever read for anything.
Okay.
This article originally claimed that Ben Platt's Dear Evan Hansen haircut was a wig. It is astoundingly his own hair.
Oh, no. Dear Evan Hansen, sorry.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You watching Only Murders in the Building?
No. Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah, Only Murders in the Building. It's Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez.
What?
It's awesome.
It's a TV show
good.
or a movie?
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it about?
So it's about basically Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, and Martin Short all live in this very famous New York apartment building. And they're all kind of in parts of their life. Like Martin Short is an old, not retired, but an old Broadway theater director who's flat broke. Steve Martin he plays an actor who at one time played like a big TV cop detective, but hasn't really worked since. Selena Gomez used to have like an old aunt or grandmother that lived in the building, so she now lives in the building. And what happens is that there's a murder in the building, and all three of these people who didn't really know each other or hang out we're all obsessed with the same murder podcast, like everybody else is, right?
Yes.
And then they all find out that they all enjoy the same murder podcast, and then a murder happens in their building, and they decide to do a podcast about the murder to try and solve the murder in their own building.
What's it called?
Only Murders in the Building.
Where is it on?
I watch it on Hulu, but I think it's on Apple or Disney. It might be on Disney.
Yeah?
Check Disney.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
I am
yeah.
so into
it's
this.
so good. It's so good. And Selena,
Because I listen to murder podcasts all the time
bro,
too. And true crime.
it's so good. And
I'm totally into this.
and the great thing is Disney. Yeah,
Disney?
it's on Disney Plus.
Amazing.
Yeah, watch
Okay,
it.
I love it.
And the great thing is that it's like we watch it with Rox because she's a huge Steve Martin fan.
Yeah.
We watch it with Rox, but it's not straight up PG. It's like 14 plus because
Close enough. She'll be 12 in January.
Because Selena Gomez has the worst mouth in the show. Yeah. Like the worst.
That's on Selena, I know.
Yes, it is. But no, it's a great show. Anyway, Only Murders in the Building renewed for season 2 if you are watching that
Hold on, Let
show.
me look this up. Only Murders in the Building. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, and the episodes are short. They're like 30 minutes.
Yeah. They're like half hours. Yeah.
And
yeah.
there are, so only 5 episodes.
Yeah, so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
But anyway, so fans of that show, happy. Only Murders in the Building renewed for a second season, which is really dynamite. I love that a lot.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Confirmed that they've been trying to get this sequel to Twins off the ground for years. Twins was the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
The 80s?
Yeah.
The 80s
Where,
or 90s?
maybe early 90s, whatever it was, but where they were like somebody they tried to genetically make like the perfect specimen of a human being. And what they wound up doing was making Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I guess the egg split and then it became twins. And then Danny DeVito was basically everything that was left over from this like
so sad.
human being. I think that's the premise of the movie. I'm not 100% sure.
So how are they doing that?
But they've been trying to get the sequel together for years. And there was a lot of rumors that Eddie Murphy was going to come in and be like the triplet. Like they were going to introduce, by the way, there wasn't 2 of you, there was 3 of you. But I guess Eddie can't do it, so they announced that it is going forward, and it's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Tracy Morgan as the third.
Great choice. Great choice. Oh my God, you'll kill that role.
Right? Yeah.
I love it.
So that's happening.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Apparently, there's a new Bachelor, and they're filming now, and that's like way early. So Clayton Echard
Clayton Echard. What do I know him from?
You don't yet. That's the whole thing. So apparently Clayton Echard has been cast as the upcoming Bachelor for season 26. You won't be introduced to him until Michelle's season of The Bachelorette, which hasn't even started airing yet.
That's so weird. Why would they announce that now?
They haven't announced it. The problem is that people have seen him with cameras shooting promos and everything else, and they've figured it out.
I guess it doesn't work out with him and Michelle.
What's that, Maurie?
What I can tell you, just doing some research on him and looking at pictures, is he's his job. He's a tight end.
He's a what?
He's like a football tight end. Like
he's an orthopedic sales representative.
Oh, but he also plays football, I'm seeing?
Oh,
what?
Sure.
Like, for fun?
Yeah. Like he's also a football player, but his job is orthopedic sales representative. He's also a freestyle rapper and, yes, a football player. So that's a lot, right? That's almost the whole package, if you ask me. What more could you want?
Well, apparently Michelle didn't want him.
Fair enough. So you won't be introduced to him until Michelle Young's season is done. They usually announce it at the very, very end. Her season doesn't start until October 9th.
Oh, my God.
Which means that in true Bachelor form, his season would probably not start until January.
Oh, jeez.
So they're a long way out. A long way out. But anyway, you got a new Bachelor, according to Maurie. Is he hot, Maurie? Yeah.
Tight end.
Excuse me. Maurie almost fell off his chair.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It looks like they want to reboot The Bodyguard.
Oh,
look at you with it ready to go.
Should stay.
So Matthew Lopez, who's a Tony-nominated playwright for The Inheritance, has been hired to write this sort of reimagined version of The Bodyguard, which was Whitney Houston and
Kevin Costner.
Hello. So they say that the new movie is going to be inspired by the 1992 original, where Whitney was a famous singer and Costner was a former Secret Service agent who was hired to protect her after death threats, and then love happened.
Hold on. Listen to this part right here.
And
So Lawrence Kasdan, who is one of the original writers and producers, is also on board to work through this one. And a lot of sort of dream castings have been thrown out there right now.
Oh, who?
Everybody from Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
Oh, great combo.
To Channing Tatum and Cardi B. And then, according to TikTok.
Oh, God. What?
Somebody's shooting their shot again.
Who?
Lizzo suggested Lizzo and Chris Evans.
Okay. Sure. I'd watch that. Streaming only, though.
Make it happen. You know what I mean? She's trying every angle.
So have they
Lizzo's trying every angle.
So do they need like a singer for this? Like, is it following the same pattern?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to follow the same pattern.
Because, come on. Who's going to be able?
See, but here's because
you're not going to redo this song.
No. And here's my question for any you can leave this up. It's beautiful. And here's my question for any remake of The Bodyguard. You could really put it into if you wanted to make something sort of authentic, you could even look at what went down with Meg Thee Stallion, right? When the whole shooting in the car and the everything else, you could put it in that world, right? It would be it would be believable. Death threats would be believable. We've seen it before. It has happened to a lot of artists, right? Whether they're from some sort of, who knows who the death threats would come from. But you could base it in that world, and I think that you could make a really, really great contemporary version. But if you're going to do a movie based on The Bodyguard, it needs a love song.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you get that in the world of hip-hop.
No, you don't.
Right?
If it's Cardi B, what you gonna do? Sing WAP?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you get that in the world of hip hop, right?
Yeah.
I would
who could you get? Who could you get? Like Ariana Grande? She could
It's going to be somebody like, it would be something like that, like somebody in that pop world.
Right here. Oh my God, this is such a good song.
So I don't know. Like, I'm not opposed to. A lot of people are very upset about making a remake. One, because I think that they think that it sort of besmirches Whitney and everything she did. But
if they need someone to sing, if they're going to redo this song, they can always go back and get this girl. Oh, wait, that's Whitney, but this girl.
This poor kid. Poor kid. It's not an easy song to sing.
Hold on, one more.
Lower key. It's poor kid, man. That was just a girl sitting in her room recording herself, right? Is that what that's from?
Yeah, she's probably like in her late 20s now, and that's still like all over YouTube. You can't erase that joint.
She must hate anytime Bodyguard news comes up, huh?
Yeah.
Poor kid. My God, I feel
Dear
so.
YouTube, please delete all these videos.
We should send her flowers after this. Find that poor girl wherever she lives and send her flowers on our behalf for talking about her and playing that clip again. Got to play that clip, but
the views going up.
You got to say something nice about her afterwards.
Anyway, so they're remaking The Bodyguard.
Yeah, there you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kim Kardashian is on with Ellen today, and of course the Kardashians have not been filming the Kardashians.
No.
This is the first time in forever that the entire cast and women of that show haven't been together on a regular basis, but of course they will be getting back together soon to start filming their new show. So here's a little bit of Kim.
Y'all really do like each other.
We really do, and I think that honestly, having
a show where we kind of have to show up and be together. It kind of forced us to be around each other a lot more than maybe our lives would have taken us had we not filmed a show. So we love that. I will say this is the longest we haven't filmed for. This has been like months, like over 6 months, maybe 8 months, 10 months. And it's crazy how since we've had this free time, all of the stuff that's gone on, whether it's like, you know, this relationship or Courtney's relationship or whoever's, it's like people have had this like free time off and had these beautiful new relationships blossom. And it's going to be really fun and interesting to see filming dynamics and us back together. And I'm excited.
Is Travis going to be a part of this? Does he want to be in this?
I honestly haven't talked to him about it, but I'm assuming because he's such a big part of Courtney's life that hopefully they will be on. I love their relationship. Like they've grown so much together and have really like made some amazing, to think that they've been neighbors and friends for almost 15 years, neighbors for like a decade.
Every time you see them, they're making out.
You know what? That's what they do, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so cute, and I love love, so I love them.
They lick each other a lot.
They do.
That's what I see all the time. They just like they're just always licking each other.
I think Kim Kardashian's lying about something.
Oh, what do you think she's lying about?
I think as soon as filming wrapped up with E, and they knew already that they were going to do their own thing, I think they started filming almost immediately.
I don't think they have. I disagree.
No?
I disagree only because I think that
I think they want to capture everything from the time that it quote unquote ended to when it reignited again.
They may be doing that, but I think that the purpose for the new show is to make sure that it can be more current than what the Kardashian show was.
Oh, gotcha.
Because the Kardashian show was always so old by the time it got to air that I think they're trying to figure out. They may have filmed stuff of like getting ready for the new show and all that, but I think that the goal is to try and get it a little bit more current. Because how do you compete with social media? You can't.
Yeah, that's
right.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I think it's weird that Megan Fox calls Machine Gun Kelly daddy.
Super weird.
Super weird. So they were talking to her on the red carpet about her dress that she wore to the VMAs, which is like a Terry Mugler sort of nude looking thing. And she was doing an interview, and she goes, Machine Gun Kelly was like, "You're going to be naked tonight." And then she says that she was like, "Whatever you say, daddy." And then she posted another picture of Machine Gun Kelly, and she was like, "Daddy's going to win a VMA." Super weird. She calls him daddy.
Yeah, that's odd.
That's gross. I don't know if I couldn't handle that. I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. I don't. No. I'd be like,
I have a name.
I'd be like,
say my name.
I'd be like the no cat. Oh, no.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Let me read you this. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Facebook knows Instagram is toxic for teen girls, and I guess they've done nothing about it. So when researchers inside Instagram began studying young users' experiences on Instagram, they found that nearly a third of teenage girls said that the platform made negative feelings they had about their own bodies. This is according to internal documents at Facebook, who owns Instagram. Quote, teens blame Instagram for increases in the rate of anxiety and depression. And a slide from an internal Facebook presentation said, among teens who reported suicidal thoughts, 13% of UK users and 6% of US users trace those feelings directly back to Instagram. Wow. The research offers the deepest look yet at what Facebook, which of course owns Instagram, knows about Instagram's impact on teens and their mental health. Researchers concluded that some of the platforms were that some of these problems were specific to Instagram, not social media in general. So this is an Instagram specific problem. In public, Facebook has consistently played down Instagram's negative effects on teens and hasn't made its research public or available to academics or lawmakers. Facebook's researchers said that Instagram should have Facebook's researchers said that Instagram should reduce exposure to celebrity content about fashion, beauty, and relationships. And one former executive of Instagram recently questioned the idea of overhauling Instagram altogether.
Oh, wow.
And teen boys aren't immune as well. In a deep dive into that same research conducted on mental health, they found that 14% of boys in the U.S. said Instagram made them feel worse about themselves. So this is all stuff that Facebook knows about, they talk about, but they do nothing about.
Well, hopefully this article will change all of that.
Roz and Mocha Q&A.
Dallas, welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, what's good?
Weren't you on like last week with us?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like, maybe not even 7 days ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right, well, welcome back, Dallas. Long time no talk. What is your question for the room?
Okay, so I think it was either back in March or April. I asked a question for Shem, and it was, what was his favorite song to sing in church? And we all know Shem has an absolutely beautiful voice, but I'm curious about Shem's rapping ability.
Oh, damn.
Switching it up. Shem?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, I can rap. I mean,
look at him, of course.
Well, let me preface. I have like favorite rap songs and songs that I like to rap, and I can do one if you really want to hear it.
Do you guys do you rap in church?
No, church rapping is different. It's not like yo, what up, God? No. It's nothing like that. It's they're more like testimonials. That's the best way to put it.
Okay. So when it comes to rapping, when did you sort of like, do you remember the first time you tried, but like tried in a serious way?
Yeah, it was probably a school talent show back in grade 8.
And what would you have rapped then?
Oh my gosh, wow. It was definitely the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song.
So Fresh Prince, I think that's the first rap song that a lot of people learned word for word, right?
Yeah.
Mine was We Want Some by 2 Live Crew.
Oh, by 2 Live Crew.
Yeah. That was my first rap song that I could ever say like front to back to front. That's the first sort of like rap track where I knew all the lyrics to it.
Yeah.
Was 2 Live Crew.
I think for me it might have been Jay-Z's I Just Want to Love You.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
good one.
It might have been that one.
Yeah, good one.
A long time ago. Jeez.
Good one.
You still remember the lyrics for that one?
Jay-Z?
Yeah. Everybody said, hey, we want some. Oh, you're talking to Shem. Sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
If I get my finger on the bleep button, right?
Yeah.
And Dallas, if you cover your ears.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, I hear the bleeping on the podcast, so this is the first time I get to hear it uncensored.
Okay. I'm not gonna like rap it, but I'll say it all. Okay. Okay. You have your finger on the bleep button?
Yeah.
Me and Mahomes like to play this game. Some call it, but some call it the. We always line up in a single file line and take our turns. But every time it came to me, I would out of luck because it's in and it would get stuck. The girls would say, "Girls, don't hide it. Please don't knock until you tried it. To all of you, all your. Let's have and do the Rambo." Okay. Now I'm the king of the fight for the 1980s. Got a long, hard for all of the ladies. I don't care if you got 3 babies. You can in my Mercedes. If you want to, just let me know. We can go backstage at the end of the show. I'll look at you and you'll look at me with my you fall because I won't say please. Just like a rat does cheese.
Yo, I didn't have my finger on the bleep button once. Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
Shem.
yeah.
How do I top that? Are you kidding me?
After Roz just did that, you can't come back with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And much like Shem, I also learned to rap in church.
All right, Dallas, would you like to hear Shem rap?
Oh, of course. Of course.
What are you doing, Shem? You want to do
let's do Jay-Z. Let's do Jay-Z. Let's do Jay-Z.
Okay, hold on. Which song again?
I Just Want to Love You.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, Dallas, are you ready?
Oh, always ready.
Okay, here we go.
Oh. All right, here we go. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. Gotta get to this part. It ain't where I've been, or where I'm about to go. Yeah. And I just wanna love you. I'ma be who I am. You know you ready? With all this cash. You forget your man. Now give it to me. Give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that cushy stuff. You know, this is me. All right, here we go, Dallas. Here we go. I think I got this. When the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling when I well, I this, some that, what they be yelling, I'm a pimp by blood, no relation. Y'all be chasing, I'll replace them. Drunk off Chris, mommy on E. Can't keep a little model hands off me. Both in the club, high singing off key. And I wish I never let her at all. It gets better, order another round. It's about to go down. Got 6 model chicks, 6 bottles of Chris, 4 Belvederes, got weed everywhere. What do you see? Meet you in your Chloe glasses. Go somewhere private where we can discuss fashion like Prada blouse, Gucci bra, filth bar jeans, take that off.
Wow.
To me.
Wow, yeah, okay. So I'm going to say that to answer your question, Dallas, yeah, is the answer, right? He can rap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Dallas.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Right on, brother.
Jalisa says, question for me. Since you're such a big Drake fan, which of his albums are your favorite? I have 2 from 2013. Nothing Was the Same. That is one of my favorite albums from Drake that has Started From the Bottom, Hold On, We're Going Home, and Worst Behavior on it. And then Views from 2016 that has Too Good with Rihanna, Controlla, Pop Styles on there with Jay-Z and Kanye, and Weston Road Flows, which is like my favorite song on that particular album.
Really, huh?
Yeah. Oz says here, with all the camera tech available today, does Dammit Maury really need to wear the helmet cam, or does he just like to use it?
Do you call it's the head cam, not the helmet cam? What do you call it, right? The head cam?
So if you don't know, whenever Dammit Maury heads out to interview celebs, especially like on a red carpet or anything, he has his microphone, but then he also has a bicycle helmet with, is it 3 cameras attached to it or 2 now?
2.
Two cameras.
Started with one.
With one. I still put that one on the top because it looks fun.
Yeah. Started with one. And then, so the original design behind this, because it really became something else. But originally, when you would go on red carpets and interview people with the head cam on, the purpose was what?
The purpose was just because, like, I'm on my own, so I wanted to get video.
You're right. And then what happened is that you build the monster and you have to feed the monster, and people start to get used to the monster. And then anytime Maury would show up without the bicycle helmet with the cameras on his head, people would be upset that he didn't have it, right?
Yes.
And
celebrities would act, like when he's wearing the helmet, they'd be like, "Oh, what's this contraption?"
Jake Gyllenhaal loves
it. Jake Gyllenhaal loves it.
Madonna's publicist Liz Rosenberg loves the helmet.
So you would see people, though, because Maury, like on a red carpet, like everybody else dressed super fancy, everything else, Maury wears often just what he's wearing during the day.
I don't care.
And he
T-shirt
and jeans, and he shows up on the red carpet, standing there alone in all this like beautiful glitzy chaos, and he's standing there alone. And with a bicycle helmet on his head. And you would often see stars make a point to stop to him because they didn't know what was really going on. Because when you look at a grown man with a bicycle helmet on his head, like in the middle of this like glitzy glamour stuff, wearing a polo shirt that he obviously slept in the night before, he looks like some sort of Make-A-Wish kid, right? Like he looks like he's like in a situation where you as a star need to be nice to him because it's a good PR move.
Yeah.
And then they walk up to him, and then it's just Maury, and he just starts firing off questions. But because of that, people started to build up this incredible rapport with him, and they fell in love with the head cam. And he would get, I've been on carpets where I've literally interviewed somebody at the front of the carpet, right? And then I've watched them do maybe 2 people behind me, and they will skip. I've watched people skip 20 people and then make their way down the carpet because they don't have time or they're running out of time, but they'll always stop for like at least one quick question with Maury. Like I've watched people skip like 20 people between me and Maury, and then go from me, couple other people, and then directly to him because they're like, we have to do this guy, even if it's just one question.
Do you remember when Charlie Sheen wanted to hire Maury?
He wanted to steal Maury.
He thought the camera was live.
Yeah.
He's like, are we live? I'm like, yep.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen, when he was going through his Tiger Blood, winning, right? When he was going through all of that, Charlie Sheen, when he was going through all of that, he really took a shining to Maury. And Charlie Sheen was like doing this weird contest where he was looking for an intern to come to Los Angeles and live with him. And he told Maury that he would like forget about the contest. If Maury wanted the job was his. to go and live with Charlie Sheen during
God.
Tiger
But what-
Blood, during the Tiger Blood era.
But then
and go and
I
live with
never
him.
got it.
Yeah, but you couldn't have done that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, he never followed, like, it never happened.
No, because he got sober and then, like,
He's like, what was I
told everybody that
And
he had
all this-
HIV and, like,
all this
this
stuff.
He was going through a rough time.
Started
Yeah.
coming out about him, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
girls that he would have over would started like spilling the beans to everybody. To the
Oh
media.
yeah. What did
Remember?
he call his harem of girls? What was his? The goddesses? Is that what he called them? The goddesses?
Would you have gone? Like, let's say if Charlie Sheen said to you in that moment.
I would absolutely go for a weekend or a week. I would
No,
absolutely.
he was like, drop everything now.
it's a job.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
No,
but I'd be
no,
like, can I try it out for a weekend?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a crazy time where he wanted to take Maurie, where he wanted him to go and live with him in Los Angeles.
All because of the head cam.
All because of the head cam. Yeah. No, seriously. So if you're wondering, what was the question? Like, does he need to or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah, it has done, I would say, more for this show it was capable of doing had we been able to provide Maurie with a full crew since day one.
Yeah.
100%.
Leslie says, hey, Mocha, the same weekend you guys got your new puppy, we got one too. And from the road trip back, trying to figure out his name, we were listening to the podcast and ended up naming him Mocha. That's real nice.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Sherry says here, Roz said he was watching Yellowstone. Oh, first of all, Leslie, very flattered, by the way.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that. And I hope you and your family are enjoying your new puppy named Mocha. Sherry says here, Roz said he was watching Yellowstone. I wonder if he likes the show or not. I love it. I've been listening for 10 years and I'm on round 3 of your podcast. And I got a lot of people at work listening to your show. My sis and daughter text and emailed and DM'd asking for a birthday call, but it didn't happen. Maybe next year. Oh, whoops. Love you guys. Your show's number 1. I'm such a huge fan. First of all, Sherry, happy belated birthday.
Happy belated, yeah.
We love you. Thank you very much for the question. Roz, Yellowstone.
Love it. I blew through all 3 seasons in less than 2 weeks. Like I plowed through it. Yellowstone
Explain, yeah.
Yellowstone. If you're a fan of Succession, where it's that sort of family, patriarchal, high stakes, big money, but the family, like they don't really get along, but they somehow have to operate as a family, and like drama and murder and like all of this stuff, sort of like everything in Succession. Yellowstone is Succession on a ranch, right? It's Montana Succession, and I always have loved Kevin Costner, and Kevin Costner sort of plays the head of this family.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's the dad, and the people who play like the people on the ranch and the farmhands, and his 2 sons and the daughter, and like everybody on the show is just awesome. Like they're really, really, really great, and I can't wait for season 4. Like it's the thing I'm looking most to in the fall, except for Succession.
Right.
And don't get me wrong when I say Succession, Yellowstone is not even close to being as good as Succession is, but you asked me, what is it sort of comparable to? It's comparable to that.
Because you're the first person that I heard speak about this show. And then I know Shem ended up watching
it.
because you said how good of a show it is.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's gritty and it's pretty dark. There's not really moments of levity, but I like that. And season 4, November 7th.
Yeah,
Are you fully caught up?
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I started watching. Did you watch the first episode of Billions?
No.
First
When
episode.
did it start
It
already?
dropped. Yes,
So we gave up on Billions.
you did.
Yeah, but I really want to get back into it. So we're going to start from the beginning.
So from the beginning.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the very, very beginning.
Yeah. No, the weird thing is because Billions is one of those shows where COVID. Let me Maurie on his phone. Billions is one of those shows where COVID interrupted the filming of the season. So season 5 available on demand is I think only like 5 or 6 episodes, and then so this picks up. So it picks up right where that left off. But
so this is still season 5.
Still season 5. But the problem is that in between when they finished filming like the beginning of season 5 and then they came back after COVID with this, Paul Giamatti lost about 75 pounds. So it's literally, it goes from literally one episode of Paul Giamatti sitting in his office behind his desk.
Yeah.
And then the next episode is Paul Giamatti sitting in his office behind his desk. Doesn't look anything like Paul Giamatti.
Did they explain it?
No, they tried to make it seem like he shaved his beard. Like that's what the big change was. They have one character that looks at Paul Giamatti and goes, "Yeah, I like this. It's working for you. You look younger." Or so, like they made a tiny little thing.
It makes you look thinner.
Doesn't even look like him though.
Really?
No, not at all. Doesn't, but it doesn't even look like the character.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's super
Did it
weird.
throw you off a bit?
Very much so, because he doesn't look
Damn.
nearly as menacing or nearly as all this other stuff that he does. But
Yeah.
but yeah, anyway, that's Yellowstone. I don't know what else is starting. Did you guys watch 9 Perfect Strangers? Did you watch that show?
Started that one.
No, that's on Prime?
Amazon?
No,
on Amazon.
Yeah,
on
right?
Amazon.
And
Yeah.
You is coming out. The next season of You is coming out very soon.
You want me to spoil it for you?
Don't say anything. Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
So I got, Maurie and I both got advance on that as well.
Yeah.
And I'm up to episode, I have 2 left.
You got 2 left.
I finished episode 8 yesterday.
Because something weird happened, and it kind of lost me. Like on the
I missed a bunch of episodes though.
Oh, you
but-
did?
Yeah.
like
yeah. I
episode
kept falling
5,
asleep.
I started, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
Oh yes, I know what you mean.
I'm like, this is weird.
Yes.
Hot, but weird.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
We'll
I
talk
know.
about-
I know what
and
you
I
mean.
know Shem's a big fan, so
Yeah,
we'll wait
yeah,
till
yeah,
Shem
yeah.
watches
I know
it
what
as
you
well,
mean.
and we can have a bigger,
Is it
a bigger
this?
discussion.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Is that what?
Is it this? You're not there yet.
No, I am.
You
I'm
are.
trying to figure out what that is.
Okay, this, like, and then like this.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I-
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right,
We can
there
get
you
so
go.
much trouble for just going, is it this? Is it this?
Yeah.
Maya says here, okay, now this is a weird one, okay? Because we're going to obviously have to put like stipulation, or we don't know what the stipulation or what the rules around this are.
Okay.
It's so vague.
Okay.
Which one could you fit more stuff into one big box or 2 little ones? The 2 little ones are together. The 2 little ones together equals the big one. Also, you're putting the same things into both.
Okay. So wait a second.
So-
here. So this is like
You
is-
have
is-
something,
So
right?
she says
Whatever
you
the
have
thing is.
you have 2 boxes that equal the same size as a big box, and you have a big box. But can you fit more stuff into 2 boxes versus 1 box? That's basically the question.
Yeah, but what's that thing that you're trying to fit into a box?
She's just saying stuff like, can you fit more? Is there more space into 2 even though it equals 1?
No, they're about the same amount of space. Then.
That's the trick to the question, I'm guessing.
But it also
it's-
depends, because she didn't say, like, can you fit more
No.
of this one thing? Like this multiple of this one thing. You know what I mean? Like, can you fit the same amount of baseballs in the large box versus 2 smaller boxes where the total would equal, let's say, the bigger box?
No, you're going to fit more in the big box. It could be, so for something like baseballs, it becomes about the amount of space you have between them.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm
And-
saying. It's kind of tricky because whatever the object is would change your answer.
Pieces of paper.
No. Let's
Like stacked pieces of paper.
Okay, so so stacked pieces of paper.
I'm not
okay?
asking how many pieces. I'm just saying, could you fit more stacks of paper?
So I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, so here's the thing, more. Okay, here's your piece of paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. This size of this piece of paper, this is the size of your big box.
Right. If you fold it in half, it's the 2 boxes.
Okay, so you fold it in half, it's the 2 boxes.
Yeah.
But let's say that this isn't a piece of paper. Let's say this is a piece of wood.
Right, where it can't be all bendy and foldy.
Correct.
Then you're going to be able to fit more in the bigger boxes just because of dimensions.
There you go.
Because you don't have
So I
the
don't
size of the
know.
boxes.
So I don't know what you're putting into the boxes in order to let you know whether you can.
But I get
fit
what she's saying.
more.
It's the same as like, what weighs more, 100 pounds of feathers or 100 pounds of gravel?
Right. But I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is that question. I think that space in between matters. And
I'm always going to say the bigger box.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, let me see if hold on. Let me see if there is a definitive answer, because this is maybe somebody that we should have called, because I don't, I'm not good with stuff like this. 1 big box. Oh, I got to watch out what I search for after this. How much can you fit in one big box?
On a work computer?
Yeah, 2 small boxes, volume, test, whatever. No, I don't know. So you're calculating volume is the thing. Do you know how to calculate volume, Maurie?
No.
Okay.
How do you think?
How do you think you
Well,
calculate
volume is more or less the same as like cups. Like volume is depth. Volume is
like Johnny Depp?
Volume is like this cup of tea that I have in front of me.
Yes.
The volume of how much tea
Right, but how do you
would go
calculate
into
volume of a box?
The square circumference of the box, up, over, and then around. So it's like the square. It's like the depth of the box.
What's the equation?
The equation would be more or less along the lines of.
More or less along the lines of.
It's math. It's specific.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is the?
I might be getting the wording wrong.
Okay. What is the equation to determine volume?
Height versus width.
What do you mean versus?
Like height plus width.
Right.
So height.
Yeah.
Plus the width.
Right.
Plus the diameter.
Plus the all around.
But
how do you know the all
by
around?
measuring.
Okay, so let's okay. Okay. Hold on here.
He also
Okay.
added a GA.
Yeah,
He had a measuring.
But not knowing numbers, I can't give you exact figures at this time. Please come back later.
Okay, no. What? Okay. But what if you know? What if you know the exact figures
Oh, if you
of a
know,
box?
then you can add it up. Like da-da-da plus da-da-da plus da-da-da.
Okay, but let's say, so make up something right now then.
Okay, hand me the pen on your keyboard.
Make up something right now. Make up something right now. There you go.
Okay.
So make up something.
If the height,
it's a box.
I'll
It's
do
a
it.
box.
I'll do it easy for me.
Okay.
The height is, let's just say, 10 centimeters.
Okay.
It's a small
And-
box.
Yeah. Okay. But
Is
go
that-
ahead. No, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And the I'd say the length is 10 centimeters.
Right.
And then the all around is 20 centimeters. So like
Okay.
10 by 10 by 20. So the height is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you
So
say the length was 10? If the length is 10, how can the all around be 20?
It's a square.
Yeah, but the length is 10. That's one side is 10.
So the all around what should be 40?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't. Help me out here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So then
the all around
volume is what we're trying to accumulate.
Yes. Okay.
The volume is 40 centimeters.
40 centimeters.
Because then you're going across, you're
Right.
going up, and you're going all around. So you're determining the all through air, up, down, everything.
Okay. So it is. So the dimensions of your box are what?
But now I'm wondering if I should do a diagonal.
A diagonal. Try that. How do you determine
No,
diagonal?
adding that in as well.
But
So
how do
it's
you find
just-
that? How do you find that measurement though? How do you find if you take a square? How do you find out how long it is from corner to corner on the inside of the square?
You measure from the one corner to the other corner.
But you don't. But you have nothing to measure with. You only know the measurements that you have right now.
Then I would know this measurement because somebody told me.
He's got an answer for everything. Measuring.
The formula for determining volume,
Yes,
Maurie,
yes, I've been waiting.
is length
Divided by times
length times
the
width times height.
Yes, that's what I was saying all along.
No, you actually weren't.
You were
You
just
went
saying
the all
adding.
around.
No, but I
said
I said plus, you said times.
very big difference. Huge difference. Also, you said all around. You said length times height plus. You said length plus height plus all around. Right? Yeah. That's not it.
At all.
Length times height times width.
Length times height
Yes.
times width is width not all around?
No. Is width not all around?
Like if I want to know the width of my waist,
Yes.
I'm measuring all around.
No, that's the diameter of your waist.
Oh, so what's width?
How
width is
wide your waist is.
Yeah. Find us on Instagram at Kiss925. That is where we get these questions from. Just leave your question or your comment, and we'll have one of you ask your question to the room on a future episode. Thank you for listening. This has been the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.